Hello. When you look at Nigeria right now, you look at Nigeria, the texture of the criminality that is forming the basis of Nigeria, what would you say? Would you say you love Nigeria? Would you say you are proud to be a Nigeria? Would you say this is the Nigeria of your dream? And I'm talking to APC supporters, Tinubu supporters, and Tinubu himself. Now, I know that what I'm going to say will make no sense whatsoever, particularly if you are that type that believe in cheating. But if you look at the issue from the one that is cheating, you probably not see what I'm saying. But if you look at it from the one who is going to employ, imagine if you have a company and somebody is seeking employment in your company and you know that that person cheated in his exam to get the certificate that he has, would you employ him? Now that's exactly what Nigeria has done. Nigeria has employed people who cheat. And what is becoming the texture and political tradition of Nigeria is that only those who cheat and who have the capacity to buy Nigeria has the power to rule Nigeria. And trust me, if we do not change this trend now, Nigeria is only going to end in a cataclysmic end, whatever that means. I saw the videos coming in from Bayelsa, coming in from Imo, coming in from Kogi. And quite frankly, if you are okay with what is coming in, that politicians now cannot hire thugs, beat up a political chairman, say, write pre-recorded results and bring it to the polling center for purpose of announcing a predetermined winner, and you feel that is a country you should be proud of to the rest of the world, then the problem is actually not Nigeria, the problem is actually you. Because you fall in the category of people who believe in cheating rather than doing what is right. If you are watching a football match on a TV set and you see an obvious foul and a referee pretends not to see it, then you definitely will not enjoy that match. I am saying Nigeria. Nigeria is a country structured to be good, structured to be big, and structured to succeed. But this set of people who have come to ensure that everything about Nigeria does not succeed, in the light of the victims of those who eventually clap for these thieves, becomes very, very worrisome. It's a paradox that I cannot wrap my head around. We sit back and we watch Nigeria crumble before our very eyes, and we pretend we can't do nothing about it. Like I said in my previous videos, I'm not that young to carry sticks and placards. But you, that your future is mortgaged, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you sit back, and the most worrisome thing about these videos that I've seen are youths, the people perpetrating this evil, the people perpetrating these atrocities, are youths, the very ones who will earn 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira that they will eat and drink up in a bar. Perhaps, pick a few couple of women and that's all. Are the very one who mortgage 4 years of their worthless, 4 years of their worthless life and include well-meaning Nigeria in their meaningless life of suffering. We must do something about it. We cannot sit back. Not that I expect anything better will come from Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. Not that I expected anything different. Because if at the top, determining our leader was done through all these nefarious political activities, what then do you expect at the state? The presidency has set a precedence that only violence and cheating and rigging and snatching and even beating and killing that can bring you to power. He said it, he didn't hide it. He said politics or democracy or election is not served a la carte. You have to snatch it, you have to grab it, you have to run away with it. That's a script that has been sold to the political consciousness of Nigerian politics. And what do you expect? Everybody is operating on that script, because to win an election, you cannot rely on a free, fair INEC. You have to beat up a political chairman. You have to pre-write results. You have to snatch ballots. You have to pay the police to look the other way. You have to, I mean, if you are a Nigerian and you hear this video and you watch everything that I've said and you are still saying that, well, that's politics, then whatever spam that was released into your mother's ovum, or whatever spam that was released into your mother's womb, was worthless and useless, and therefore producing a useless human being like you. God forbid that the likes of you determine the future of my children. My name is Magnus Oraka, and I say please follow this page and share this post now. When you look at the type of elections we are conducting in Nigeria, have you asked yourself why we are not getting elections right in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole, if I must add? The reason why election can never be perfect or free and fair, for that matter, in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, is because Africans as humans have not understood the reason why they go into election, and they've not understood the purpose of leadership. They are at this point in time still seeing election or elective offices as an opportunity for enrichment. And therefore, somebody who is vying for a position of service will see it as a position of enrichment, and therefore will fight tooth and nail to survive and get to that place where he will get money for survival. If somebody is vying for a place to go and help and provide service for the upliftment and betterment of society, he will not fight this tooth and nail to kill and to maim to be there. And quite frankly, if I must also add, I think the people who find themselves in opportunity of vying for leadership are the least of our society, people with the very lowest IQ, and people with the very lowest humanity in them. Now imagine a situation where the least of our society are the ones that have the opportunity to lead. What do you expect from this set of people? Ordinarily, we should expect chaos and anarchy. What you're seeing from Kogi, what you're seeing from Imo, what you're seeing from Bayelsa are nothing short of the expectation of a product of bad leadership. Nothing short of a product of criminality. Nothing short of a product of irredentists that have hijacked power. Well, I want to say so much. Really want to say so much. But this is a sad time to be a Nigerian. It's a very sad time to be a Nigerian. Like I always say, the future of this country depends on the youth. It's in your hand. When you realize that Nigeria is in your hands, you will do what is right. My name is Magnus Oraka. I say please follow this page and share this post now.
Very sad day for democracy, for good governance, for freedom of choice and equal opportunity. Yesterday, the security agencies of this country raped our democracy. It was a big shock. I just recovered from it this morning, the disappointment. See, the DSS, the police and the military raped our democracy. It was like a coup by the security agencies of this country. It wasn't INEC. My party members were shouting INEC, and INEC, they were scared. They changed, they brought people from different states of this country. And when they came, they were willing to work. But when you see the security agents that are supposed to protect you in a state where they behead people like chicken, doing the bidding of government, what do? You play ball, or they kill you. A state where they bomb their own citizens, a state where they have the tiger base, where innocent people are falling like flies. Go to the mortuary of that state, thousands of dead bodies unclaimed. It's not INEC. Because there was not everything we asked for except the removal of the reg. INEC listened to us, did it, but we are now watching this is the time the chairman will now come and tell us why he didn't stop the collation yesterday. Because you cannot have collation where what you have on the document, the result sheet is different from what you have on your IRF. And he told us, he told the whole country that this time beavers will work. And that beavers will be used for accreditation. 70% of the voting yesterday was done without beavers accreditation. Yet, a result was announced.
You know, anarchy just because of election. Someone said this afternoon that, yeah, why won't politicians fight to death? The amount of money available for them to share is just too humongous. So it's a matter of life and death for them to control our commonwealth. Very, very disheartening. Very, 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 very disheartening. So where do we go from here? And they do it with so much impunity. I read somewhere a few days ago, there are going to be 40,000 policemen in one of the states, and that very state today virtually collapsed into the hands of hoodlums. Now lives have been lost, you know. If they gun him down, what do you want to happen? You said my friend refused to go home. It depends on the security report he got. So, Nigeria. Okay. What can we say? Any hope for Nigeria? I don't know. When I was younger, I used to hear about a wasted generation. I'm not sure if mine too has not been wasted already. Because a country that cannot organize just simple elections. The giant of Africa. So what do? And the people are so helpless. You can't run anywhere. You can't go to INEC. You can't go to the courts, the judiciary. And some people still think it's a joke. You see people on social media joking, laughing, as if it's a thing of pride for us that our country is collapsing before our very eyes, and we're not bothered. So, I guess we stage where all of us were. Like they say, heavens will fall on everybody. The INEC is not the only problem of this country. The INEC is a major problem, but it's not the only problem of this country. INEC is empowered and emboldened by those who set up INEC. The same people in charge of INEC, they are the ones compromising it. Because how do people get access to the forms? And they are able to fill the forms even before the election starts. How do they get access to it? These are supposed to be security sensitive materials, you know. So, yeah, wasted generation. Oh yeah, this set of politicians believe they are untouchable. They can use the police, the army, and all manner of security agencies to terrorize and harass their fellow citizens, and they will get away with it because they are in power
and we're all powerless, we're all hopeless. It shows that they are not good students of history. Yeah, I see a lot of our young guys nowadays. In our days, we used to worry a lot about our country. These days, everybody worries about himself. Let me sort myself out to get an appointment. We've been lamenting forever. Me, I'm not ready to join the lamentation of Jeremiah. Me, I'm, all sorts. I just begin to wonder, what manner of country are we going to bequeath to our children? Nothing moves anybody again. Today we just read they shot people who were trying to hijack ballot boxes and all that, and it's not a big deal to us any longer. Of course, we knew Kogi was going to be a flashpoint when you have a man at the helm of affairs who doesn't just feel, yeah, the state belongs to me, and it's the same template. It's not just Kogi, it's the same template everywhere. Hijack the election and run with it. That's the new philosophy in Nigeria. Hello, Philain Mutoni, how are you? How is Kigali? So that's the template. Just hijack the election and run with it. Nothing will happen because you can't run to the courts, you can't run to anywhere, So that's the new template. My humble and modest contributions to nation building at very huge costs and risks. And some people will laugh at you, some people, so. But I'm not bothered about that. I'm just bothered about my country. And whatever happens. Hopefully. The world is watching us, even if we don't care. They are watching us. And everybody will suffer for it. Everybody will pay for it, ultimately. Everybody will ultimately pay for it. So they think it's a joke. We've seen it all before. How can just a few people hijack a country and say there is nothing you can do? We will continue to win all elections by hook, by crook, by whatever means necessary. And everybody is helpless. Someone is asking me on Twitter, how can you blame INEC for parties' misdemeanor? Who supplied the forms that they were filling? Did the parties print their own forms, or they bought it from some INEC officials? Someone is saying all this full episode because of your paddy Dino. Sir, you should know Dino is on serious. Oh, so, but Yaya Bello's candidate is very serious, eh? You get the leader you deserve. You will get the leader you deserve. Like I said, all these ones I'm doing has become an academic exercise. That's the truth. I'm not too bothered any longer. I've played my part. When tomorrow comes, nobody is going to say, oh, Dele Momodu did not play his part. I've played my part honorably, visibly for all to see, and I'm not doing it to impress anybody. I'm doing it because I wish that our future, before we all depart this world, will be much better. But if it is not better, so be it. We'll live in it like that. People say it as if I have something to gain. If things are bad or things are good, things must be good. That should be the dream of every sensible, responsible citizen of a country. Things must be good. If Nigeria is good, it is for all of us. It is not for Dele Momodu. It is for all of us. So, I always say it, Very humbly, I always say it, I can live anywhere in the world if I choose to today. But I choose to live in my country, and so I must pray for my country. Even if I can afford to live on planet Mars, what of the rest of my family? Am I going to carry everybody with me? So that's just it. That's just it. I don't know. Like I said, only God can rescue Nigeria at this stage. I'm looking younger. Are you sure? At almost 64, and with all the pressure and stress in our country, Nigeria, it's very frustrating. Very, very. Do we still need to vote in this country? I won't lie to you. It's getting to that stage where I think it's a total waste of time. So, I won't lie to you. I'm not sure it's worth it any longer. A situation where you go to vote and some people will come snatch at this time and age, and with all the thousands and thousands of police officers and other security agencies on patrol. It's unbelievable.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. Good evening to you all. We're back again. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please press on the like button, help us to share. I'm going to post out a link straight away first before I continue with this presentation. For those of you that want to join us, a link have been posted. Click on it and join us today. We're going to be having two topics today. Talking about the politics, what is going on in Nigeria, and also talking about what is going on in Nigeria, but this time with our marriages and all that. So we have two very important topics to talk about today. So look out for that. So, but before that, I would like to quickly appreciate everybody that is right here with me, mother of all, Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for all you do. I appreciate. Thank you very much, my people. Samson Omoruyi, thank you, Peter Ife, and many others. Thank you. And then we have a constant, with our CO. Thank you. Sagio, dare say thank you. Dr. Happy Life. Thank you, my wonderful people. I can see more people right there. Sunday. One boy say thank you very much for joining us. Good evening to you. We have Stella Imasaredo right there with us. Michael and Amaro. Good evening to you all, my people. Thank you for all you do. Scholastica, I can see you as well. Aton of King, I can see you. Timmy DB, thank you very much. God bless you all, my people. Just do your part. Press on that like button and let's talk about the things that is affecting you and I. And what happened with the governorship election in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa State. Grace, I can see you as well. Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Johnson, I can see you. Good evening to you. Gift, I want for. Thank you, my wonderful people. Bonaventure in the building. Madam Helen in the building. Thank you very much, my people. Lucky Yamo, I can see you. My brother, Asamoto Bright, I can see you as well. Remix Leo, I can see you. Adewale James, Babayale, thank you very much, my people. And God bless every one of you. Why I don't mention their names. Thank you very much. And I have Remix Leo. Thank you very much. Ebukajo Oga once more. Thank you. Helen Shukura. Thank you. Joy Osayi Zeringie. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Efeku Jubilante in the building. Michael Abba Prudentials. Can see you all as well. Chidima and many others. And God bless you, my people. Thank you for joining us this evening. So on a no saying on Sunday, it be as it get, but we are only going to take it the way it goes today. Depend on how many people that's going to join this panel, So now, so we'll take them. So my people, press on the like button before I take another presentation. I want you guys to press on the like button so we can take it from here. But meanwhile, I want us to listen to this. Let's quickly go to Twitter and bring this one here and listen to reactions,
Takes us to that point where what we usually hear is, let the announcement go ahead. If you're unhappy, go to court. Help us unbundle this in terms of how this affects our democracy. Let's start from there.
Well, good to be here. I am very worried that we are dealing with abnormal issues as if they're normal issues. It's something that is bad, not just for our democracy, but it's even bad for our psychic, generally speaking. I would want viewers to very calmly follow me in this conversation and to suspend their partisan position. Because when it comes to issues like this, one of the things that worries me in the country is that partisan politics seems to have taken more from us as a people than it has given us. And it has given us a lot, but overall it has taken a lot from us. And one of the things that partisan politics has taken from us is our mode of reasoning. Because of partisan politics, we're now in a situation in this country where normal, reasonable, even respectable human beings struggle to see wrong and right very easily. Everything is dependent on their political position. Normal, respectable, reasonable citizens can accept what is unacceptable, all in the name of partisan politics. That is a very dangerous trend, not just for democracy, but for progress and for our psychic as a people. Now, we talk about violence, we talk about rigging, we talk about disagreement in the electoral process. Please, dear Nigerians, this is not normal. It is not normal for rigging and violence to be. It is not normal for disagreement to be in a process. You can disagree on who you vote for, but we should not disagree on the process of voting and the number of votes. That is not a normal thing. That is criminal. You see, we treat this thing as if it's some kind of accident, as if it's some kind of mysterious occurrence in nature, but it is not. These are deliberate, mischievous, criminal acts perpetuated by some people to defraud the rest of us. I really think we need to sit down and look at this thing the way they are. And I'm going to deal with this without looking at who's involved politically at all, without looking at any partisan side of the thing. How can any normal human being in a process argue that what is going on is wrong and you say, no, let me finish it. Then you go and contest it later. It doesn't make sense. We should be able to there and then see what is wrong and adjust it and say, hang on a second, what are you talking about? But the problem here is that nobody is talking out of interest for institution, out of passion for truth. Both sides, everybody is talking from an interested partisan side. I think if we really want to get this country forward, we need what I call the ANC, Association of Non-Contenders. We need people who are not interested in any partisan side to relook at what our country needs to do, because this truly is unsustainable.
All right, Professor Killer, you've mentioned, or you've touched on very, very salient issues. But a lot of people that look at electoral jurisprudence will say that the deck is usually stacked against the loser in the election. And the electoral laws, especially the electoral law in 2022, literally puts the loser of the election at the back end, because from all trends, and when you look at the data and the statistics, the man that loses the election rarely gets victory, either in the courts or in the tribunal. So hence, there is so much pressure being put on who will be announced initially, with the hope that if you can get ahead initially, then probably you're almost home and dry when it comes to the entire electoral process. Here's my question. What can be done, before we talk about INEC, first of all, what can be done from the area of the law that it protects the parties, the electorate, and everybody involved in the electoral ecosystem to ensure that it is non-partisan and, more importantly, the will of the people is not subjugated and the will of the people ultimately prevails?
What can be done? I mean, you asked this question and your postulation is right, yes. the loser tends to be, at the bad side of the game. Yes, you're very right. But you see, the problem we have is that if we find a solution, the people who are supposed to implement the solution are the ones that are causing the problem in the first place. And that is the real tragedy for Nigeria. That is the real damage that we have. Because rigging election, manipulating the system, taking advantage of position is not something that is done by alien or by, some passerby. It's not an accident of nature. We really need to tell ourselves that the people doing politics in Nigeria are crooks. We really need to tell ourselves that the people running for office that want to manipulate election, rig, use violence, they are criminals. They are people prone to dishonesty. If we want to get the system right, that is where we need to start from. Once we agree that, we will now think of ways to say, how do we make sure these crooks do not bend the system? And therein, INEC has to come in. Before them, a whole electoral rethinking has to come. The way to do it is to completely decentralize and digitalize our system in a way that it will become too difficult to control. I think we have a sort of central system in our mind where all the country depend on Abuja, all the states depend on the capital, and there is a central collation and a central announcement. Perhaps that needs to stop. We need to devolve all this thing and decentralize it so that we need to create our life in a way that what matters to us is what happens in our wards. At most, our local government. If possible, let us limit it to our ward. If the number of votes that matters for everybody is what happens just in their polling booth, just in their ward, it becomes more difficult to rig it. It is still possible, but it becomes more difficult. We need to find a way where 50 people vote in a place, and those people, 50 people, count the vote, they see the number, they impute it on the system, and they see that that cannot be changed. And I think those who want to run for office as well, really, they need to understand that either they're criminals themselves as well, or they're running against criminals. And we need to start using this word crook and criminals if we want to get our system right, because this idea of calling people who have rigged the election honorable and excellency, I cringe. Not because I have any problem respecting people, but because I worry about the psychic of our young ones. I worry about our whole system. When people rig yesterday and tomorrow we start calling them excellency and honorable as if nothing happened, that system is not sustainable, I repeat. It is going down the drain. It's a very dangerous system.
Okay, so Prof, when it comes to the issue of violence, it's still ongoing in the country. It's still ongoing when it comes to election. What can possibly be done, if anything, that will take that level of desperation and violence out of our election? Because it's still there. We saw some of it in Kogi. There's some amount of concern about that in Imo and Bayelsa. And when you look at it, people put it down to, we have a culture of having strong men instead of strong institution.
Well, it is partly true, yes, that we have a culture of men over institution, and therein perhaps lies our solution. I think we need to rediscover institution above men. I think we need to rediscover citizenry. And I think we need to reduce the influence of politics. You see, we have, okay, let's break into three sides and get four reasons for where we are. There is an anthropological reason, a cultural anthropological reason, in which really what we practice or what democracy should be is alien to our culture. We need to accept that. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We come from a culture of deference to strong men, deference to money, deference to age, deference to title. So modern democracy, we have a culture of what that I've called barbarism. That is where we're coming from. So we need to understand that is alien to democracy. And democracy is an acquired taste. You know, it's like using cutleries. It's like using the knife and using the right kind of cutleries on the table. We need to learn that. We need to be conscious of our failures and then learn that. Number two, we need to understand that there's something wrong in the system where politics is so important in our life. And I'm going to use an economic example for this. You know, if you look at our life in Nigeria, the aggregate of economy normally is based on consumption, investment, export, and government. We are running a system in which the factor government seems to be the most important. In terms of those who have money, in terms of, who spend, the biggest spender in the country, the biggest factor that manages so much money is government. That needs to change so that we don't get too dependent, too reliant, too desperate to be part of government. And then we need to build, I repeat, build citizenry that will understand that politics is supposed to serve the people, not the people serve politics. I mean, you see, if you think about it, who would fight to serve? Which of your tailor, carpenter, doctor, or optician will bribe you, will fight you to be able to serve you? That should let people open their eyes to see that this thing is not working well. Then we also need to find a way to look at the people who are managing our affairs. I want our viewers to think about anybody they know in politics, from their local government to their House of Reps, and to see what they think of these people personally. Professionally, who are these people in their life? Are they people that they respect for their depth, for their intellect, for their achievement in life? If they know them locally, live in their area, who were they 5-6 years ago? If we put all this together, we'll see where our problem is. And I think those who care about tomorrow, those who care about Nigeria in any shape or form, should start thinking along that line. And the way, back to your question, is to let citizens rediscover the essence of citizens. And we need to stop being knob. We need to know that violence and rigging are not normal things in anybody's life. Manipulation, begging, bribing, we should start feeling allergic to them. We can't just treat them as if they're part of the thing. Look, it is not normal to have to go to court after an electoral process. Politicians should be ashamed of themselves. INEC should be ashamed.
In case you want to watch this video, please go to our Rise. That video, although the man continue from there, there's no part you can remove from that particular video. You see, when we all continue to pretend that everything is okay, even when we know it's not okay, Nigeria is going down the drain every day. To hold a political office now, you need to have money. When I mean money, proper money, real money, for you to hold any political office. Now, that man talk one thing just now. Somebody who invested so much to become a governor, for example, and you want that same man to perform, right? Daniel Boala was saying on his Twitter account that most of the people that become ministers today, many of them paid for it. Remember, we talked about this the other time when Gbajabiamila were accused, allegedly, that it was actually giving ministerial position to the highest bidder. Now, are you going to tell me now, let's assume, this assumption, right? Let's assume somebody paid 2 billion naira to get a ministerial position, right? And the person get there, you expect the same person to perform. A governor paid 10 billion naira. Not before campaign, no, 10 billion to the cabals that you and I don't know. The cabals around the country that you don't know. They are not elected. You don't know them. They don't speak to you. You don't speak to them. But they take the decision of the country. These cabals ask you as a governor candidate to pay 10 billion or maybe 20 billion. Like I said, assumption. My figures are not right because I'm not there. So who paid 20 billion, for example, to become a governor of any state? How do you want that particular person to perform? Now look at the governorship candidate of Imo State, the LP candidate. In his speech earlier on, he was defending INEC, or rather protecting INEC, that we cannot blame INEC for the killings that happens, for the manipulation that happens. Rather, we should blame the politicians. I don't understand. It's just like me and my staff here. My staff go do something wrong to you. They'll say no, and I'm there. They'll say me, you not blame Elvis, make you blame the staff. And I'm a channel there for Duam. And I'm go take this final decision. Maybe my example might not align, but you know what I'm talking about. We are not going anywhere in Nigeria. It's sad. We are not going anywhere. You cannot become a president in Nigeria or a governor in Nigeria if you don't have enough money and if you are not arrogant. Yes, you need to be arrogant like these criminals so that you guys can tally in a stage of war. Yes, if you are quiet, hoping for God go do am, God no go do am, because the power to do it, God has already been given it to every one of us. Dele Momodu came out today saying there shouldn't be election anymore in Nigeria, although he passed that message indirectly because somebody asked him, should we just stop voting in Nigeria? He said, yes, that is how it has to be now. That is what it looks like. There's no need for anybody to be voting anymore. But if you want to hold him to that speech, he will say to you that I was responding to somebody, because he did not just come out, hello guys, they could not vote again for Nigeria. No. But that was the message he was passing. The same message Dati Ahmed was passing the other day, telling Nigerians that it is only Nigerians that can take Nigeria back because it belongs to them. My people, we are finished in Nigeria. We just have to accept it the way it is and move on. Especially Nigerians in Nigeria are not talking. That is the more baffling part of it. They're not talking. They're not saying anything about it. And the funny part of it, or the most scary part of it, is that the Nigerians in Nigeria are still the same people stealing the ballot boxes. They are still the same people pulling the triggers to take their brothers' lives just because you want to favor somebody that paid you peanuts. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Alexander Gomez. God bless you, sir, for the super chat and for the wonderful message. Hope Uzodinma won all the local government in Imo State. That was a sham. He won everything. He won everything. Then our LP candidate, governorship candidate, is just say Aitan. He said we could not blame INEC. We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. This is one of the things I was talking about the other day. We cannot be supporting you, for example, then you come on air to say, no, we cannot blame INEC. My question is, were you ready in the first place to become a governor? You see, man, they talk just now for our rise without fear of anything. He was saying it how it is. Even though he mentioned that most of them are my friends, but we got to say it how it is so that we can sort this out prospectively. When you are talking, you just use hand to scratch your head. I don't want to offend this one. I don't want to offend this one. I don't want to offend this one. I don't want. You are hypocrite. We are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. See, everywhere. Presidential election was rigged. Everywhere don't come. Everybody don't move on. Now, the governorship election that happened in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa, all were ringed. All. Nothing happened. So, who to blame now? Should we blame ourselves? Or should we blame the government? Or should we just blame God? Say God no help us for Nigeria. The same God that equally gave power to everybody in the world. God not select anybody past anybody for this world. It's just up to you how you want to fight to have what you want to get. Or rather, to get what you want to have. Yes, God gave everybody equal blessings. It's now up to you how you want to utilize yours. That's why you see, I'm not worried when it comes to prayers and all that, because I pray past you. I believe 100% in my God, because I know, say, for inside my kitchen, if I pray to God, He go answer me. I don't need to go take anointing oil from one person hand fed before I know, say, my prayer will be answered. No, I don't need to. We are not going anywhere. Presidential election that happened, it was rigged. Till today, no religious leaders is talking. Now look at what happened yesterday till now. Is anything wrong? Let me ask this question. Is anything wrong with seeing a big name religious leader come out and speak to the mainstream media? I go see plans. We play this one just now. Is anything wrong with it? Or is anything wrong? As I play that video just now, it go be one of our traditional leaders or rulers. Say that they talk, say, no, we not go agree. We not go agree. Our ancestors not go agree. Is there anything wrong with that? We need to know where our problem is coming from. Then what about us? Who believes, say, no, you don't consign me. Now my wife, my children, my husband, now I consign, now I go protect. We are going nowhere. Nigeria is doomed. Yes, we're going nowhere. I'm just grateful to God that God chose me to have a second option in my life. If you know you are listening to me today, you are one of those people that have second option in your life. Just be grateful to God. I've said this over and over again on this platform. Wake up and just say, God, thank you. Thank you for the good health and thank you for the privileges. Because where you did today, millions want to be there. Millions. Nigeria is not working. All wealthy parents in Nigeria have taken their children out of Nigeria. You see what Tidele Momodu talked today? He said you choose the leader that you want to have. I don't know how to talk him, how to put him. Go and watch the video against on Nigeria Watch. He said Nigerians choose the leaders they want to have. Then he went on by saying that whenever I want, I can take my children, my wife, we'll go and live anywhere in the world. And that is just the reality. That's just the fact. He's telling you the fact. The life of politicians. He's telling you the fact. This is man that come on air every day to interact with us. He's the only elder and a politician that I know at this particular moment that talk and interact with people. I respect that man so much. He said, yes, I can just take my children and my wife, go live anywhere. Because it be like say somebody was attacking him. He said, okay, no wahala. Now wait till now want now buy for market. Let's continue. So you are telling me right now that somebody who went to carry a loan to become a governor will perform, right? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, Madam Rita, good evening to you. I'll post the link now. Thank you very much. Are you telling me that somebody who go carry a loan, either from bank or from well-wishers, then at the end of the day, are you even aware to become a governor now in any state in Nigeria, you need to spend a minimum of 100 billion naira. 100 billion to become a governor. Do you know how much is that? You think it's cheap? Do you know a lot of people that really want to become that governor to give you the best ever that you've ever wished for, but they don't have that money? To become a governor in Nigeria now, you need 100 billion naira. Before you give 2 billion to this, 3 billion to this, 4 billion to this, 8 billion to this, you can't do campaign, you can't do this, you can't do that. 100 billion is gone. And to become president, you need to have at least a minimum of 2 trillion naira to become a president in Nigeria. 2 trillion. You know how much be 2 trillion? I know some people, they as I say, I see the way they pull man for money, like so you know the money. That is the reality. Yes. Because I was told to become a president in Nigeria, you need to have at least a minimum of $2 billion. Can somebody tell me how much is $2 billion in Naira? I can't measure person where he talk to me, but he say a minimum of $2 billion. You need to have it to become a president in Nigeria. How much be $2 billion in Naira? Write down for comment section. We might have mathematicians right there. Just write down there. And also tell me how much is $100 million in Naira. Now, so the person tell me, say you need to have at least a minimum of $100 million to become a governor and $2 billion to become a president. Here I am. So are you not telling me somebody who went far to raise $2 billion to become a president? You expect the person may give you permanent light, right? Because say now you be first son. May give you permanent life for Nigeria. May give you healthcare, may give you security, may fight insecurity for you, right? You they sleep. Because inside that 2 billion, some of us still collect for inside. Either for toggery, either for you to be calling them my chair, my leader, my chair, my leader, my chair, my leader. Like some lazy youths in those states who call my chair, my leader everywhere without no shame. That $2 billion they spent for his side still give you. Now, so we see him. So what about? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, yes, you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, at the end of the day, who is suffering it? These people will get to office, the first thing they'll start borrowing. So just imagine how much Bola Ahmed Tinubu borrow in 6 months, I'll be 7 months in office. For your mind, you'll say that they waited, they borrowed that money for. Now that they use them for. And you know they see them. If you borrow $1 billion now, they'll save to elevate whatever poverty or they had. They'll come put one English for ways and means. Ways and means. At the end of the day, you don't know what ways and means mean. You'll say that they use on help you, but you cannot see the physical effects of the money they borrowed. You won't see it. I remember Barrister Mike Ozekome talked about it. Let me recapitulate back to Barrister Mike Ozekome. Then I'll come back to my speech.
Listen to this. 2 weeks ago, the president went to the Senate, to the National Assembly, and said, I want to borrow $800 million. What's calculator there? 800 million times 760. Can somebody do that? 800 million. 800. They put 60 times 760. That is what the Buhari administration told the Senate 2 weeks ago. They want. Oh, Senate said, Mr. Yes, Senate. Mr. Yes, sir. Senate said, oh, approved. To do what with that money? In the twilight of your going, they have just approved over 400 billion. They say payment of judgment debts. Who are the judgment creditors? Have you not seen the judgment creditors in the last 8 years? These are parting gifts for the boys. Nobody is deceived. If everybody is, I am not. Then the same president went to the Senate 3 weeks ago and said, we want to borrow. Yeah, thank you. Do you know how much that is? $800 million is 608 billion naira. 608 billion naira. With that amount, every state of the 36 states in Nigeria can have a first-class hospital fully equipped that will never allow any Nigerian to leave the shores for treatment abroad. Do you hear me? Are you hearing me? The same federal government 3 weeks ago went to the Senate and said, give us 22.7 trillion naira as ways and means loans, ways and means 22.7 trillion naira. I thought another government is supposed to come in on the 29th of May. Is today not 26? Abi? Is it not on Monday? So, haven't borrowed money for our generations yet unborn, haven't sold our yesterday, haven't mortgaged our today. Why are you against selling our tomorrow? Why are you borrowing? What do you mean by ways and means? 22.7 trillion naira. Wait for it. It's not yet ended. It's not yet ended. On again, few weeks ago, the federal government again got approval from the National Assembly to borrow 819.54 billion naira. They call it domestic loan to fix infrastructure. Domestic loan to fix infrastructure. Which infrastructure? When are you going to fix it? I thought you are going in the next few days.
Oh my God. Oh my God. My people, you know why I have to recapitulate back on that particular video? Because sometimes when we are talking here, some people might just think we are talking. Ways and means. Today, some people they always say they do research, they go, wait to be ways and means. We don't know what it means. Buhari or carry that money, he borrow 3 days for Tinubu to come in. He borrowed our future finish. The Tinubu just enter the swan in, then Tinubu take off from he carry on from where Tinubu's Buhari stop. We're in big trouble. For those of you supporting these people, you not concern me, they must continue. It's now left between you and God. Except you are not aware that these people are not supposed to be there for us. Yes. You know, if you are aware and you are deliberately still supporting them, and you know these people are the one impoverishing Nigerians across the world, but you still choose to support them, it's not between you and God. Because for me, I can't do you anything. I don't even know you. That's why I have to even mention God. I don't know you. I'm talking about the supporters. I'm not talking about the criminals right now. I'm talking about the supporters who support these people. You know these people are definitely impoverishing us. They are definitely and deliberately how do I put it on? You know, causing us excruciating pains. And you still choose to continue to support them. Between you and God. Because I don't know you. I don't know you. So if I know you now, if you say, my brother, no, I don't know you. But you are one of those people might be listening to me now who choose to continue to support these people. Either their reasons are usually based on is from my village, we speak the same language, like that lady the other day who said that no, he must vote Tinubu because Tinubu is my sister. You know, Tinubu is my sister. Tinubu is this, Tinubu is that. I wish I still had that video. Let me see if it's this.
I want to vote for APC, Tinubu, because Tinubu is my brother. I can't leave my brother and vote for another person. If you want to look people, now people don't look at any other thing. They look at Obi is my brother. If they want to say Obi is my brother, that's why I want to vote for APC. APC also is my brother. That is the reason. Tinubu have do governor before. Governor. Tinubu too well. And again, I can't leave my brother. The reason is that I can't leave my brother and vote for PDP. PDP is not my brother. Obi is not my brother. Atiku is not my brother. Tinubu is my brother, and I have to vote for my brother. I can't leave my brother. Is the reason. They should try and vote for Yoruba man, APC man. Maybe we'll see difference.
If it was my brother, my sister, now we take the one for UK. We Nigerians that are based in the United Kingdom would have a conducive lifestyle. Or if now brothers and sisters they take the one for America. Our same satanic politicians not go the wrong, go America or UK or any European countries, go they live good lifestyle there. If their wife get belly, now that side they go to bond them. They have created better future for their children, while you are fighting stealing ballot boxes for them. My people, you don't tell why I don't fight for all this thing. One thing we did not allow you talk today, I was actually seeing myself from his speech. He said, I've done my part. At least nobody will blame me tomorrow that Dino, I said Dino Melai, sorry, Dele Momodu. You know, Dele Momodu was saying, he said, I've done my part. Nobody will blame me that I didn't do nothing or I didn't say nothing. Yes, I was seeing myself from that. Nobody can ever blame someone like me, you know, that, oh, what do you do when Nigeria be like this? Not even my children. Not even my children. Nobody can blame me, not even God. Except what I'm doing is hypocritical. You know, when we are doing things in a hypocrisy manner, in a synthetical manner, the people who they deceive most time not good know. But you don't go fit deceive God. Right? So now make me talk and say, even God cannot blame me. Because now God they see our hearts. Me not know your heart. You don't know my heart. So I'm doing my part. Dele Momodu said it today that I'm doing my part and I've done my part. I'll continue to do my part. Nobody can blame me. You choose the leaders that you want, then enjoy it. I can live anywhere in the world with my children and my wife. I love that statement from him today. I love it. Yes. So some of you that is coming to attack us all the time on this channel, you don't want me to have a smooth, uninterrupted broadcast. Every single day you must interrupt me, hook everything and all that. You know, I went to buy a MacBook. I spent almost £3,000 on the latest MacBook, 16-inch MacBook. That's what I use. I've showed it on this broadcast when I bought it, right? I spent huge amount on it. I have 2 powerful machines with me that I use on my broadcast. MacBooks, 2 powerful ones. Still, all these people attack me here and there. I have one of the fastest internet. I'm using BT in the UK. Some of now will know BT, the highest grade. These people just come, they'll froze every single thing. Then I'll now start seeing some viruses coming from here, which you guys cannot see. This is what they do to me every day. And on a person, I still see one person still brag for here, tell me, say, he go make sure, say, he go deal with me on my channel. And that they're already on it. You see, what are we doing? Just fighting for a better Nigeria. The same Nigerians, some of the Nigerians, are the ones still fighting us back. It's sad. When I watch Dele Momodu, I'll see how they insult him. He go there like, you insult elderly man. One person tell him yesterday, say, you go cry, die. Because say you don't win, I make you they cry. Say, Dele Momodu tell him, say, I'm almost 64 and you are insulting me this way. You see, somebody that knows technology, that can press his live button to interact with fellow Nigerians, he take questions and he answer them. Somebody you're supposed to appreciate. It's sad. It's very, very sad. We can't continue like this. Yes, freedom simple. Yes, I can admit. I not be saying I not admit with you before. It's just that there are some ideology that I don't encourage. That's all. Not be saying I don't understand. I know Nigeria is a failed state. I understand. It's just that everybody have their own ideology. We can't continue like this. So all the elections, 2023 will not be forgotten in a hurry. 2023. No, look at everything that happened in 2023. It's not possible. Let's give opportunity for my panelists to talk on this so that our second segment we're going to move out of that. I have shocking topic for you guys after this. May God bless every one of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. If I have to continue talking right now, trust me, I might talk. I did one before. I did come on air. I don't post link. I will just talk. I don't know when it could be 3 hours. People in the comment section will be interacting with me taking questions, just like what Dele Momodu is doing. Dele Momodu doesn't post link. He take questions and he answer it. He take questions and answer. That's it. I can talk. I know how to talk.
Sorry, which shocking program one gave us today?
I bet hold on, sir. I have somebody on the phone. Hello, please. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us. You have 2 minutes, only 2 minutes. Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much.
Hi. Naija Watch, please. Can you give me just some minutes, please? What I don't wanna, man. This thing is kind of is very bad. It's very bad that in the sense that the person you will be looking after to do something or to say something, he will never say. Look at what his name? Cubana priest celebrating.
Cubana chief priest.
Yes.
Yes.
He was celebrating today with a convoy.
Yes, I know.
I saw him. Yeah.
I was surprised.
So see that. Could I call that one morning miss road or what? Look at them. You are celebrating a bad thing. A bad thing that happened. Let me tell you. In fact, when Nnamdi Kanu say about issue of voting, your PVC, he never count. They never use it. Even the moment they say it, for me, Nigeria should stop voting. For me. And all this, okay, look at everybody in your panelists. Everybody have good life. If we stop talking now, see, even say, okay, let's push this in a way. Let's put this in aside. Let us focus our concern or leave these people. So far, they don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. It's like when you're talking, you know how they post water on the stone. That is how it is. This is how it is. That is how it is. You're pouring water on the stone. All these things, they will never see. In fact, I was so angry that how when Nigeria will get its rights, can Nigeria work? Ivis, I ask you that question because you say it you work. Can Nigeria work? Answer me.
I cannot answer that, sir. I'm sorry.
But I say it will never work. I will answer it by myself. Nigeria will never work with this kind of thing that happening. Look at where the collection center, you beat somebody up, police are there. Hey, all these people are saying, oh, army, do this, police, do this. They are the one following these people to regulation. So after you tell me, say, army with you, police are with you. No, they're not with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
They have collected money, so they will still, the impunity, it will still going, it will never stop. So far, the man at head was rigging himself in, so let me tell you, this is just the beginning.
Okay.
Anybody that's saying 2027, anybody that's saying 27 should go and sit down. Never tell me about 2027. Go and sit down, go and sleep. As you are sleeping right now, go and sleep. You better sleep. You better start sleeping now. When 2027 pass, then when they after 2027 they get over and they do their ATS, then they can wake up from sleep because they're sleeping. It's crazy. Police are police, army, everybody. If you watch what happened in Imo State, what's their name? What they call them? Google Defense. Then, what's they call them? They beat them up. They take their magazine. So why are they not security operative? Because
okay, sir. Thank you.
Them.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. You see that our a power call just now say make if you know so now they sleep before, just continue to sleep. After 2027, make you wake up. All right, but people, all right. Let me come back to the panel. We have somebody with us that I have not seen this name before. L-O-O-K. L-O-O-K. Please, can I see your face? Whoever that is behind that, you know. Oh, you left. I'm sorry, if you are joining us, you must be able to show your face. If I notice you cannot show your face, that means there's something to hide. Thank you very much, Mr. Oduwa. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I already verified you. I appreciate every one of you, my people. I would like to go back to the first person on the panel, which is Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, before I come to you, let me quickly ask everybody right there, please press on the like button. We currently have 198 likes. We have over 500 people watching us. So if you can take that likes to at least a minimum of 300, I think that is fair. Press on the like button if you know you have not done that. Okay, somebody just did. We have 199 now. Just continue to press on it, my people. God bless you all. Also press on the dollar sign. Support what we're doing. Buy us a coffee. I really do appreciate that. Subscribe to our channel if you have not yet subscribed. Hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we are here. You can be here to interact with us. Some people like it a live broadcast where they can interact. We can respond as well. While some people also like to watch it later on. But nevertheless, don't be selfish. Just subscribe and hit the notification bell. We also have a membership program there. The join button, you can as well click on it to become a member on this channel to encourage what we do as well. I believe there's still one more, but yes, anything you know that you can do to move our channel forward, do it, because the channel is favorable to all of us if we are truthful to ourselves. Thank you very much. Now God bless you, my people. Mr. Ike Jude, please talk to us, sir. Thanks for your patience. I'd like to hear from you in 8 minutes.
Good afternoon, Oga Elvis, and good afternoon or evening, as the case may be, to
Please be
everybody
close to your
watching.
mic, sir. It looks like you are far away.
Okay, can you hear me? Is it better?
Okay, you are good now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Once again, I want to say good evening to you, afternoon to those who are in afternoon. If you notice, I have not actually been around since after the Supreme Court judgment. And it was actually intentional. I only joined in the comment section and so on, but to be on the platform, I have not actually been there. If you continue to do something the same way and expect a different result, I don't think it works. After that Supreme Court judgment, if I were in the shoes of other political parties, I would just say, you know what?
Sir, your voice is very low. It's very, very low.
Oh man,
I don't know.
I don't know what.
Are you using a
Are
earpiece or something?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
I'm just very close to my phone. I don't know.
okay. All right.
You should talk through the mic. You should put your mouth close to the mic then.
No,
Yeah.
Crow have fought. Crow have fought. That is why it's like that.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. We'll manage it, sir. Go ahead.
It's a Glow. I'm not using Glow. Anyway.
Not
Go
glow.
to
Crow. Go Crow.
browser, your browser.
Oh yes, I think Google Chrome has problem. I think they sent me that notice.
Yeah.
But let me see how much I'll be able to. I bet I can scream, to get this message across. You see, if you participate in any game at all, you give it legitimacy. Sometimes I try not to be emotional about some certain things. When I see a message, even if it is coming from somebody that I don't like, I'll take the message and leave the messenger. I know that many people, plus me, despise Simon Ekpa. I don't like his style. But for this election, I actually would have taken his message if I were in the shoes of the people that participated. After that Supreme Court judgment, if every party has said, you know what, we cannot be part of any election in Nigeria until we see visible changes. In fact, starting by changing the chairman of INEC. If this election happened yesterday and it was only APC that participated in it, the illegitimacy will haunt them for life. But the only reason why they are claiming victory is because they have other parties and they have other votes they allocated to those parties. That's why this thing is looking like it is legitimate. But if everybody had boycotted it, this thing wouldn't have continued. They spent money doing campaigns. They spent money and risking their life going from one local government to another. And what we saw was what we expected. So many places where election did not even hold at all. The accreditation is zero. And results came from those places. And even when the man tried to point it out in the live show that I was watching, they had to beat him and took him away from that hall. So the only reason why everybody is crying now is because other parties participated. At the end of that Supreme Court justice, we would have just said, to hell with your charade. We cannot be part of this anymore. I had, I'm sorry to mention them, when Madam Nena, I respect her so much, but when she was saying that, oh, no, they are trying to destroy that, people should go out and vote and remove Opus Odema, I said, maybe she has not visited Imo State lately to know that that man he is talking about is an emperor. How will you remove such person from that position? How? It is not possible. So all of these efforts and all of this money that have been spent in trying to go participate in this election is wasted. It would have been made illegitimate if they have all boycotted it. There is, in fact, for anybody to say, oh, I listened to Dele Momodu too, he is saying that going forward, he doesn't think it's worth participating in any election. I say, are you talking about going forward? On that 26th of October, the Supreme Court made that judgment, was the day every hope was lost. And nobody, no right-thinking person would have gone to participate in any election organized by this same INEC and by this same Nigeria. This same INEC chairman will be there till 2027. These Supreme Court justices that you saw, they will be there till 2027. Some of them in the appeal court, will be promoted to Supreme Court. So, to start with, there is no 2027. Because the same set of people that did this thing to us will still be the people that will be there. And that time, they would have even gotten very strong. They would have been so strong. So there is no way we can participate in their election, in their thing, and beat them to that game. It's not possible. The best way is to save ourselves the money, save ourselves the time, save ourselves the energy, and leave this whole thing for them. APC has brought untold hardship to Nigeria. It has brought untold hardship to Nigeria, and it will continue to be like that as far as we give them legitimacy by participating in their election or in their charade. I don't call it election. I don't have any other thing in my mind but this. Participation in that election gave it a little bit of legitimacy, which would have avoided. I rest my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your submission. Maybe one or two panelists might respond to that. Thank you. May God bless you. All right. Grace Continue, thank you very much for the super chat. Selga Elvis, buy coffee. May God bless you. May your pocket never run dry. I really do appreciate this. Thank you very much. All right, we have LOOK back again. Thank you very much for opening your camera earlier on, so you can continue like that now. I've seen you already. Please tell us where you're joining us from. Unmute yourself.
Hello, wonderful people.
Good evening to you, madam.
You can call me Luke.
Luke. Oh, okay, Luke. Oh,
okay, so I can sit down, Luke.
Thank you so much. Where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, okay. This is your first time on the
This
panel,
is my
right?
first time, so I was using my time to manipulate the controls just to see how it works.
Oh, okay, okay. But
Yes.
you'll be following the channel for a while,
I
or
have been following the channel. I was been wondering how do I join these wonderful people. So I saw the link, and I clicked on, and it worked. So thank you for having me.
thank you very much. I would like to hear from you. What's your take with what is going on in Nigeria?
There's so much going on, and it's so heartbreaking. I think this affects us in diaspora more than it affects those people in Nigeria.
Hmm.
And you have said it many times, and it's only because we know better and we have seen how things work in a workable society.
Exactly.
While I cannot blame those that are there because I'm not there, it is difficult to put your life on the line to be able to fight for what. Look at what happened to that guy, the Labour Party chairman in Imo State. How he was kicked, beaten, and dragged out of the what do you call it, collision center.
Yes.
So all I can say is very heartbreaking. And at this point, I am with you. Anytime I listen to you, my heart sinks even more because there is no hope, and you have your voice, the way your demeanor. It's we are all defeatists. We have been defeated, and where we are going to go is not going to be in our lifetime. This is not going to be in our lifetime. So to leave it to the youths is not a solution because they're not a violent. We're not a violent society. The violent people are those in power. So people like Peter Obi who are not violent can never rule Nigeria, and it can never be given on a platter of gold. So now that brings us to the fact that we can never unite. Even if we decide to fight, there will be sellouts. So it's just circling the drain, and it's very depressing. When I stay here, I go to work, I don't have any joy anymore. The more I see things happen in Nigeria, the more my heart sinks. So what's the solution? I do not know. Is there hope? No, there is none. What do we do? I don't know. So that's all I have to say. I'm just confused. I am defeated right now. That's all I have to say.
God bless you, Madam Luke. Thank you so much. Yes, I believe I will agree with you. For me, what can we do? I don't know. Do we have hope? I'm not sure. So for me, I don't know, to be honest. So I think I agree with you,
Thank you.
because every hope is lost right now. I used to have hope before the Supreme Court passed the judgment, but at the moment, I don't have any. So what actually happened today in the collation center was the Labour Party agent. It was not the chairman. The man was beaten, kicked, and dragged out and thrown out of the hall.
In public. In
Yeah,
public.
yeah.
Ah,
No,
and
it's serious, man.
let me ask you a question, please,
Yes, ma'am.
before I go. How is it possible that an individual with a head like us would carry camouflage vehicle with fake police officers, fake military, surround a state and get away with it? How is that possible?
For me, anything is possible in Nigeria.
Oh,
That's one thing you must understand. Anything is possible in Nigeria because Nigeria is a very, very corrupt country where anything can happen and anybody involved in it can get away with it. That's it. So just imagine the agent that were beaten on the live broadcast today, nobody have addressed it in the whole Nigeria.
no.
That cannot happen in America. It can't happen in the UK. So that's why anything can happen in Nigeria and they can get away with it. That's the part of the insecurity problem that I'm talking about all the time, especially those of us that live abroad. Visiting Nigeria, you must put into consideration that the insecurity in Nigeria, God forbid, don't become a victim of these people, then you're in big trouble. Yes. So thank you very much, madam. I
You're
appreciate you. I'm
welcome.
looking forward to hearing your voice more often on this panel. This is place where we all are learning. we learn from each others. Yeah, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, my people, I appreciate every one of you right there. I would like to give opportunity for Mr. Alex to talk to us. As you all know, Mr. Alex is joining us from Nigeria, so I've decided to be giving him priority whenever he's here, even though he comes late and all that. So, Mr. Alex, my brother, it's good to hear from you. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Najaosh. I greet everybody, those on the comment section, viewers worldwide, of course, my fellow panelists. Thank you for the great work you're doing. And yeah, I've always said that we don't have a country. Finally, Obi has showed us how useless, how dirty, how unimportant, how unimportant our PVCs are. Our PVC is a scam. Our PVC is a fraud. That thing called PVC, we should never ever have anything to do with it anymore. With the Supreme Court display of shenanigans, with their reckless abandon, with their impunity against justice, against fairness, against obvious evidence, cumulated evidence, visual evidence, evidence brought before by all and sundry crancom of the APC government. So right now we should be thinking of how we can find a way out of this mess. It's a mess. We are really in a shithole. I miss Donald Trump. Indeed, we are in a shithole, a political shithole, an economic shithole, a shithole run by rascals, carrying out dastardly acts. They just go away with it. Such a shame. There is what can you describe this? If not, how can you describe this? If not a state of anarchy, a state of anomy. How best can you describe this? There's no government, just a bunch of lawless political barbarians parading themselves as politicians. They will do anything just to cling to power. What do they use the power for? For wickedness, for electricity darkness, for insecurity, to empower kidnappers, to bring in invaders, to rape women, to kidnap bosses, go into farmlands, to borrow money by force from IMF without even reading to the public the terms and conditions of these monies. What do they do with this money? To buy material things, plastics and metals called cars, cement and sand they call houses across the world. The houses they will never even dwell in for a long time. It's a complete mess. It's madness. It's madness. Nigeria is a disappointment to its citizens. Nigeria is a fraud. Nigeria is it's a gang up against the common man. Look at what happened with Dino Melaye. I'm happy that it's happening. These are all one and the same birds who flocks together when the going are good. So I want to beg all Nigerians. There is no Nigeria. Stop fooling yourself around with PVCs. Stop. Don't you ever tell anybody about PVC. If anybody tell you about PVC, for me, remind them of the Supreme Court judgment. Remind them of the obedient victory. Remind them. So I want you to know that I'm disappointed. I'm highly disappointed. I am highly disappointed. There's no, with my political hypothesis, of course, I've come to a conclusion. Indeed, there is no country at all. It's a bunch of animals, call themselves leaders, who are actually thieves, who are actually, happy when the people are kidnapped, when people are raped, when schools are destroyed, when children education are stolen from them, who are happy when roads are bad and are killing people, who are happy to seal the common patrimony of a people to the Western world. Of course, collaborated by the British, the Canadians, and Americans. I can't blame them for our problems, but the bigger problem we have for me are our people. We don't have people who can stand on their feet with a knowledge of history, identity, and culture to say, no, These are we are not the only ones, for God's sake, who are multicultural, who are multilingual, who are multi-ethnic. We are not. We are not the only people. Go to other countries. Go to Brazil. They are not perfect, but they are far better than us. Go to other countries that are doing France. French is not the only country that was in France. They adopted France as a general language. They had other ethnic. Even you go to Greece, they had the city-states of Athens, and they had the country of Crete, which they call Crete today. They had Thessaloniki, which was a country of its own. They had to even go to Finland. All those cities you are seeing today were once countries of their own. Cities like Lati, cities like Vasa, cities like Uvascula, and so on and so forth. These were countries that came together to become one. So why is our own different? What is wrong with a black man and money, or Nigerian political, class? What is wrong? Shamelessness. So people's parents, people's fathers and mothers, disgracing themselves for a pot of soup called dollars, euro, and pounds. For God's sake, somebody was an American president. He was a black man called Barack Obama. Yes, he didn't do much, but he didn't go mad. Look at America. There's a president there. What is wrong with us? Why can't we just be normal? There was a man called Julius Nyerere of Tanzania who built Tanzania. There was a man called Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana who wrestled with the British, who went to jail just for Ghana to become independent. There was a man called Thomas Sankara who fought the colonial masters to a standstill. Yes, he was assassinated. There was a man called Nelson Mandela who went to jail for 27 years. Why pleading his case? He said, Lord, he said, my Lord, talking to the judge, he said, my Lord, this is the cause that I believe in. If need be, I'm willing to die for this struggle to liberate my people. We don't have leaders. How many leaders, how many of your politicians in Nigeria have quoted books? Have you ever heard any of them quote books? 8 years of Obama administration, you will hear him quote different authors, different books, different writers. The same thing with Boris Johnson. The same thing with Sarkozy of France. You hear them make quotations. These are ideologies, ideas. Countries are built by ideas. Nigerian people don't have ideas. Our politicians, these guys don't read. That's why you see them forging certificates. And you cannot give what you don't have. Look at the stolen mandate. What have they done with the mandate? Borrow money. Now they're planning to borrow another 7.8 billion. My God, $7.8 billion. They just came to steal, to borrow, to kill, to steal election results. This is what is going to get worse, unfortunately. I hope it gives birth to the much awaited revolution, where the hungry masses will rise up and take to the streets for the future of their own lives and their children. I look forward to a state of lawlessness, a state of tiredness, that people will be that tired to look out for any political person, any politician around their area, and take justice on them, because nothing works. There is no constitution in Nigeria. The constitution only works against the poor man on the street. It only works against the young boy who goes to steal things. So I would like to remind you guys that we are not a country. We are just being fooled. We are just being fooled around by elections, by PVC, by people with species upon species upon species. Every now and then they just dress up on different attires. They make speech. They come up, they deceive us. There is no work. Have you ever heard them declare emergency on as small as electricity? Have you ever heard them discuss about child care, about infant mortality? Have you ever heard them discuss something against how to tackle massive migration of the Nigerian emigrating population in their productive age? Have you heard discussions about how to build, to connect the whole country with railway lines? Have you ever heard anything like, giving all the households, drinkable water to drink? They will not talk about that. It's all about buying a yacht. It's all about creating office for a first lady that does not exist in the Nigerian constitution. It's all about borrowing money. It's all about, election malpractice. It's all about insecurity on our highway. Nobody is arrested. It's all about, politicians enriching themselves. National Assembly being pocketed. Senate, House of Rep. Everybody is quiet. It's all about bragging about how many wives you have, how many concubines, how many girlfriends you can sponsor to Dubai, how many wristwatches you have, gold wristwatch, diamond wristwatch. It's all about bragging with your Lamborghinis, your Ferraris, how many countries in the world you have houses. Have you forgotten about Ekoromandu, who has 40 properties? These are the traceable ones. 40 properties. Former senator has 40 properties. Was a man, an ordinary man, doing with 40 properties? If it is not madness, that's the ones that are traceable. That's the competition that goes on. Material things. Where are the Caesars of old? Where are the Abachas of this world? By the time you don't realize that money can't make you happy, you continue to live like a baboon. Even baboons are better than our politicians. They are just wicked set of dangerous animals, dangerous cannibals, animals. They are just set of, they are happy drinking people's, I don't want to use the word blood, red oil. They're just happy. They're just happy. Overblown, wicked men and women. Round-headed, big, evil, wicked men. Dangerous men that got no idea about nation building, no idea about patriotism, no idea about, being a son of the soil and developing your land. No idea. You can't give what you don't have. So it's going to continue to get worse until we wake up, take to the streets, and take back our lands. That is the only hope we have now. Obi and Medati, they've done their bits democratically, so that they've left the scene unblemished, so that nobody will blame them for anything. At least we did it peacefully. It didn't work. Nelson Mandela said at the time, we will exhaust all peaceful means. If need be, we resort to violence. So in every struggle, there is a violent part. The Nigerian people, they will have to decide their destiny. Unfortunately, the diabolic activities, the political mysticism, the political abracadabra, the witchcraft, the spell casted on the population of Nigeria, especially the youth, is really working. These guys are diabolic. I don't know why it has never been this docile, that Nigerian youth will be docile. I remember growing up in the 80s. I heard of the Babangida must go. I heard of the Buhari must go. I heard about people revolting, students blocking the roads for days, for weeks, for months. Nigeria on a total shutdown. Where are those spirits? Where is the spirit of the land that used to be in our uncles, in our fathers? What is wrong with us? Is it technology that is making us docile? It's supposed to help us. This so-called technology we are using today to pass information, it shouldn't make us weak. It shouldn't make us docile. It helps Sri Lanka. It's helping other countries. So Nigerians need to wake up. There is no hope. They will never give up power. It will never work. PVC is useless. Nnamdi Kanu said it. It's useless. PVC is a scam. It's a fraud. Mahmoud ought to be. He's a working criminal. A free criminal. That is number one criminal in Nigerian political scene. Mahmoud should be arrested, should be tortured, tried according to the law. Because now they are plunging the whole country into a forever abysmal of economic quagmire. It's gonna be worse. Trust me, Naira to dollar is gonna hit 5,000 pretty soon. We are going there. Forget about the fluctuating rate they show you. You can't borrow money you can't borrow money and you are eating the money and you want to stabilize your currency. No, you stabilize your currency by production, by what you export. So, brothers and sisters, this is the truth. On Nigeria Watch platform, we say the way it is. There is no Nigeria. It's a fraud. It's about who can shoot gun the most. Is who wins election. Who can spend money and bribe EFCC and bribe INEC. Who can pay more is what wins election. There is no ideological debates. There is no campaigning to get people. Obi is the last straw. I'll break the camel's back. The last decent, honest, ideological stand to the people. He's the last man to beat them in their backyard, to beat them in Abuja, to do it democratically. So right now, we must look at other options. Like Ahmed Dati said, it's over for Obi and Ahmed Dati, but it's not over for the Nigerian people. Let us wake up. We can't be buying fuel at that rate when we are number one oil producing country in Africa, if not number one or number two. When we are number 7 or number 8 across the world. Member of OPEC, a complete paradox, complete madness, mad people. Advancing a country will never think of educating its own citizens. We never think of electrifying. If somebody is working in darkness, he's a bad person. You can't develop in darkness. It's only wicked men and women that walk in darkness. You can never. Why can't Senate shut down because of electricity? Why can't Senate or the executive say, no, we are declaring war on darkness in Nigeria? Egypt did it. Libya did it under Gaddafi. Ghana did it, even if they are not perfect. Senegal did it. Rwanda has done it. It's only wicked people, armed robbers, kidnappers, rapists that work in darkness. That's what our leaders are doing. How can you have a Senate in a country in darkness? How can you have a Senate, ask for assemblies across the whole country in darkness? You are wicked men and women in those buildings. You are wicked. If you are working on generator, you are wicked. Noise pollution, air pollution on children. That's why you see our kids behaving like ruffians, because they are born into noise. They are born in darkness. So when a man is comfortable in darkness, he doesn't see anything bad in it. He's a bad person. He's a wicked person. Our leaders are wicked people. We continue to call them out on how they, and unfortunately, the obedient people voted for some senators. They've all joined them. It's always like that. So, guys, I will just drop it here and continue to listen to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm very sad. I'm very disappointed. I'm looking for a way out. If it happens, I will definitely join them to defend my land against these wicked men and evil men that love darkness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alex. Thank you very much. I can even feel the pains from your submission. Everybody is sad. Everybody is sad. That's just the truth. Even though we laugh or we joke sometimes here, everybody is sad. Even those of us that live abroad, we understand that it's still affecting us, whether one way or the other. It's affecting every one of us. Many of us have invested in Nigeria, so it's affecting us. So it's sad. At this moment now, I'm not sure. We don't know what to do, especially even though you know what to do. Nigerians in Nigeria is not reacting. We ask them to go.
Nigeria, as I said, there is a massive juju working on Nigerians right now. It's not normal. This is not Nigeria that I grew up in. I know what my uncles did against Babangida. I know what my father did against Babangida. It started in Benin, Midwest those days, Bende State. And it started from Uniben. I know what they did in Lagos, what they did in Kano. This is not Nigeria. There's a massive voodoo working on these men have invoked spiritually on people. People are just docile, drinking, dancing everywhere. It's not normal. It's not normal. Some of us are still standing because the blood of Christ is speaking for us, but something is not right. We continue to speak. This is the way to go until we light the whole country with the consciousness of waking up. There's no other way out. Thank you.
Common protests, not protests, even though Constitution allows it. So nobody's talking.
That should tell you that
I will correct something, Mr. Les. The blood of Jesus said they should not protest. That is what is winning them now.
That's not the only thing that's not the only thing I said. So I just said that on my own personal belief. Okay. So, but look at other things I said too. Correct things from there too. Don't use religion now. Use to face your leaders. Face them. They want to hear your voice. They are listening to you. Leave Jesus aside. Let's talk. I didn't say Jesus will come and help us protest, but we must continue to engage everybody until the light spread. Let it spread like wildfire. At some point, people will stand up and do the needful.
But I don't know when people will come out, because for me, every government look forward to hearing from the people, and you cannot continue to communicate with your government in the closed door. They are not hearing you. The only way your government can hear you is by going on the streets, tell them what you are complaining about, pour out your plight, let them know your dissatisfaction. But we cannot be behind our keyboard typing, and nothing is working. The surprising part of it again now is the governorship election that just happened. Nobody's even talking. Everybody's just quiet. Like say it's a normal thing. Nigerians, me not understand though. The thing be as it gets. But meanwhile, let me hear from someone else, because we have a couple of people right here. I would like to hear from Mother Patricia. Then come to Mother Rita. Mother Patricia, thank you very much for joining us. Good evening to you, man. Please talk to us. 8 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Ellis.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy new week, actually. Oh my God. Good evening to the people in the comment section, and of course the panelists. Mr. Alex, great to hear your voice again. You know, thank you for coming up today. I've been
Thank
actually
you.
looking out for you, you know.
Thank you, madam.
But
Thank
we
you.
thank God. And never give up. Now don't lose hope. Nigeria is not what losing any hope for. Like you said, if you have the opportunity, yes, you know, if you want to live, live. And I don't see how anyone can say maybe Nigeria will be better before they go back. If you want to go back, go back. You understand? Go and digger it. Nigeria is for tough people. If you are not tough, you cannot live there. So that's what it is. And I've said it before that this borrowed way of life is not ours. And I love the fact that the man that Mr. Elvis brought the interview with that man, which you said we should go and listen to. Everything he was saying was making sense. Really and really, every of his submission was nailing it. It was just hitting at the right, the right buttons, the right note. I said it before in this place that this borrowed democracy is not for us. It's not. That's where the whole thing has gone wrong. The people that brought you democracy, the UK that colonized Nigeria, they didn't do away with their own monarchy. They did not. Their monarch is still the one calling the shots. Before any prime minister will be officially recognized, he had to go to the king or to the palace, to Buckingham Palace, to be anointed. When he entered there, nobody didn't know anything when they happen anymore. Only they say the driver inside there. But when he go inside that palace, inside to meet that queen or king now, the rest is history. Nobody know what happens from there. So why are we deceiving ourselves? When you have subjects controlling our kings. What do you think? It's high time we go back to our roots. It's high time. Democracy is not for us. Forget it. It's not for us. It's not for us. No, we not deceive ourselves. It's not. When we were under the kingdom or the king, kingdom, we had more prosperity in the land than what we are seeing now. As a native of your community, you were given free land to build your house. You were given free land to farm if you want to farm. So, what are we talking about? They brought you something that they can rob you of everything that you have, and you accepted it. Now, the subject to kings have become the king of the kings, and we are happy about that. Look, my submission is to our kings, the royal fathers, the real ones, not the ones that they use money to buy, and we know them. Okay? It's time. The 100 years is over. The 100 years of this amalgamation is over. We can come together now and say, we don't want this union anymore. Let's every tribe, whatever they use to manage themselves, let them dissolve to manage it themselves. I think it's better. Because look, when you turn east, turn west, turn south, turn not, there's always a problem of ethnicity. They don't speak my language. They don't believe in we don't have the same tradition. But before the British came, we were living together. We were managing each other. We didn't have this kind of problems. We didn't. We respected one another as what? Africans. You are, I don't like using the word black. I'm not black, I'm brown. Or colored person. Yes, I prefer that. I'm very colorful. We are colorful. we are colored people, and we respected each other. We respected our differences, and we respected our cultures. We knew our boundaries, and we stuck to those boundaries. Nobody was trying to intrude. But these people came, merged us together by force, by fire, by force. And here we are, after how many decades? We are not moving forward, we are moving backward. What's that? Is it not time we go back to the drawing board and tell ourselves, look at ourselves, eyeball to eyeball, and tell ourselves the truth? Democracy is not for us. We are people that knows what it means to be in a kingdom. We follow hierarchies, you know. We are not lawbreakers. We don't. So this democracy thing is making some people very crazy. You understand? So I would say to our monarchs, the real monarchs, not the one they use money to put. If you have money, then you can buy kingship. No. I mean the one that they know themselves. They're hereditary. The one that is hereditary. They should stand up and get their people together and do the needful. Your people are waiting for you to rise and say, look, 100 years has gone. This thing is not working. It's time we stand together as a people and dissolve this madness called democracy. It's not working. Please. That's all I will say. And I know if we can do that, we will see ourselves as individual ethnic group moving forward. Because if we continue in this trajectory, if we have 1 million years in this earth, nothing will come out of it. Mr. Elvis, I yield so far. Thank you.
All right, Mother Patricia, may God bless you. Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you. All right, let's move on to the next person. My people, press on the like button and help us to share. The next person on the panel is Mother Rita. Mother Rita, I'd like to hear from you. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Please talk to us.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Elvis, Mommy Diaspora, everyone on the panel. Sir Alex, welcome back, my brother. It's good to hear from you. Okay, I'm just going to start with this. At this point now, no matter the system of government, everyone is suggesting whether I want to go into the traditional system of government, whether I want to split Nigeria into two, whether I want to address the 1914 amalgamation of Nigeria and say 100 years has passed, whatever system of government that comes now, if today Nigeria was to go back to some form of system of government that we suggest or we like, it ain't going to work. It is not going to work. Why did I say so? The mindset of the people has to change. It has to evolve before we can even think about practicing any system of government or governance that would work for us. It's just, let me give a typical example. Yes, ma'am.
How are you? Please,
I'm good.
Make your submission. Based on what you want to talk. Leave my matter first. No address my matter.
Oh my God.
You hear? Yes. Leave my matter. Not when you address people's matter. It's my own I talk. Talk your own. Please.
No,
No, I
but
wasn't
Mother Patricia, hello. Mother Patricia, anybody can interject or
Yeah, you
respond to
can
anybody here.
interject, but let
It,
her address her own matter
no, it
first.
doesn't
Let us
matter. It
not
doesn't
talk
matter.
finish.
Anybody can respond to anybody here. It doesn't matter. It's not a quarantine. You know,
Yeah,
it
that's why I'm
depends on.
laughing. Princess
No,
Patricia,
hold
I
on,
think
please, Mother Rita, please hold on.
okay,
Let me
okay.
address this. Anybody here can make their submission based on the previous submission from any of the panelists. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, because what you say might trigger even the rest panelists, you know, to give their submission based on that particular submission from you. It doesn't mean anything. You know, the topic is there. The topic can have a different dimension that can generate to every angles, and maybe it might be you that will create or trigger that angle. So please, you know, we shouldn't take it personal. Thank you. Go ahead, moderator. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Elvis. And Princess Patricia, man, no. I think you got it all wrong. And I want to first of all to say that if you feel that maybe I'm going after you in some sort of way or going against you, I am not. I think maybe where I was coming from, the reason why I was saying what I was saying is because I was coming from somewhere. And perhaps if I started the other way, I will have still come back to what I was talking about. So maybe you think it was personalized. I wasn't even thinking about what you were saying. Honestly speaking, to God, I mean, I wasn't at all. So that's why I was laughing. I'm shocked, like, oh my goodness. Okay, and I want to apologize if you feel offended in any way. However, we are all here to learn, right? Regardless. And in fact, I enjoy it when somebody challenges what I say because I want to learn and I want to see what perspective they are coming from. Because, like Mr. Elvis said, you argue to learn, not to win, or you feel that you're being attacked or gagged in some way. You know, I'm not that kind of person. And if you feel offended in some way, whether in the past or present or even now, and I don't even know, I apologize. My
No,
project
No,
is
she's not.
offended.
She's not.
yes.
She's
So
not.
yeah,
You know,
no,
Mother
that's fine.
Patricia is
My
just like
my
that. She's not upset with anybody at all.
yeah, my project is Nigeria. And I believe that's everybody. That's the basis of why we are here. My project is Nigeria. And that's why I don't really get offended when somebody is rude to me or whatever they want to say, because Nigeria is the project, is the focus for me. That is how I am wired. That is my focus. So if we're learning here, I am open to learning. I don't know it all. I don't. And I'm still learning. And like I was saying, um, no matter what system of government that we choose to practice or we feel that it's right or we feel that would work for us, let us I know in the past a lot of people have said democracy doesn't work for us, it doesn't work for us, but really and truly, even this what they call it, this um Yoruba nation or this Biafra nation and Midwest and all that, do you know that if Nigeria was actually split into these nations that people are claiming, things will not still work? Does anybody realize that? Because even within that crave for your own nation, there's still some skewed way of thinking. The mindset of the people hasn't changed about what togetherness, governance, love and care, unity really means. They don't. I was making an example. I said, for example, we will write, I'm sure most of you have seen it. You'll see a signboard, do not urinate here. Some people will still go and urinate there. Even in diaspora, we'll see some, I don't want to say black people, you understand, but you will see some people going against, the sign is there, do not urinate here. Somebody saw that sign. Even
Mother Rita, I think you are going too far. What about our group? Don't post link. Just come on link. Don't post. You're the talk and finish. Somebody will still post link. Instruction is our problem now.
You see where I'm coming from? The mindset has not changed. Now, going back to the state of the nation, what has happened? I know Madam Luke was saying something about you don't know what to do. I think everybody knows what to do, but because it's a social media, you know, we have to be careful with kind of words that we say. I think I know what Nigeria needs. Somebody even mentioned the Amici 101. There is more than that 101 we're talking about. Cleaners. Nigeria needs cleaners from top to bottom. And they will now sit down, just like I think Dr. Siem was mentioning Lee Kuan Yew, the one who changed Singapore. I mean, we have leaders that have sat down with some group of like-minded people to sit down and say, what kind of nation do we want? And everybody has to have an input, and everybody has to have the same mindset, regardless of tribe, religion, geographical location, or even blood ties. When you have a mindset of this is where the country needs to go, anything outside that, I deliberately use the word blood ties, because as Africans, let me not use Africans. I'm going to where I come from. As Nigerians, we tend to have this thing of, now my brother be this, now my papa, now my mama. Even if you know your mother and your father is causing the extermination of a lot of people, you say, but now my blood, now my mama, but it's causing problems for people that also have mothers, brothers, and sisters. So if you have a mindset, a group of people with a mindset of my blood ties will not affect where we are going for, my religion, my tribe or geographical location would not alter what we are directing to. That's the only way Nigeria will change. And then you start to gather momentum and people with that ideology. So nothing comes in their way. For now, in Nigeria, we don't have that mindset yet. And that's why you see this aloofness. When Mr. Alex was talking about maybe there's some sort of spell. I don't believe in all those juju level. There's no spell that is going on right now. Everything is in the mind. There's nothing like spell. It doesn't exist. Listen, every country we live in now in diaspora, United States, the UK, in fact, Europe, Canada, they have fought wars. They have been red oil split everywhere for them to get to where they are. Where you are residing, because I'm saying it now. I know some people say I'm being rude. Some people don't even read about the country that they live in. Read the history of, for example, Germany. Read the history of the United States. At least that one is very popular everywhere. Read the history of the North and the South War. Read the history of Canada. Read the history of France. Read the history of Singapore. Read the history of Japan. Read the history of China. All these great nations are mentioned. Read their history. I'm talking about 200 years ago, 300 years ago, even as far as 50 years ago. Read the history and you see why they are where they are today. Nigeria, we are not ready. And I keep repeating it. My vice president, Dati, has said it, which of course, till date, nobody's even dare challenging. It shows you the kind of country we are in. Everybody is redirecting it to Peter Obi. There's no media house that is challenging him. There's no rats or minions from APC that is challenging Dati. And Dati is still standing tall and he's daring them. Not DSS, not EFCC have got to meet Dati. But he's still standing. But it tells you the kind of country that we are in. So is it jazz now that kind of turned Peter Obi's mind or Dati's mind from speaking? It's not. So let us not preach that thing that there's some sort of hex around, the aloofness of the way people are reacting. No. That professor that was talking, there's some things that he was saying which was factual. And it's kind of relative to why people are behaving the way they are behaving in terms of reaction. He said we should be very careful. It has actually, it's not that we should be careful, it has affected the psyche of every Nigerian today. The system of government, what they've been practicing, what they have been seeing. Listen, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Every young youth now, every teenager is seeing evil. The eyes are the windows to the soul. And so it's distorting the psyche of what is right, of how you should behave to every regular Nigerian right now, every market woman or every agbero you see out now. What their eyes have seen is affecting their psyche. So there's nothing you and I will say now that is reasonable to them. It's either they will allude it to, that one am my oga, that one am my God, now they make me chop. That's the one that brought me a house. Like most of all these British in Nigeria. And I'm not going to say without any due respect because I don't respect any of them. Oh, this is the one that helped me pay my medical bills. Or this is the one that, this one is my in-law. The psyche has been distorted in Nigeria. And PTSD from the military junta. What is going on now is what these so-called leaders, they actually inherited from the military junta. You see, it's like the hunter has become the hunted. They are not practicing what their eyes have seen and what they have gone through. They are not practicing it under the guise of democracy to the people. And they are not seeing that what they are doing is wrong. It has become a norm. That is why in a society like Nigeria, people worship money. People worship if you have power. Like what the professor said, now is about strong men. Not about strong institutions anymore, but strong men. If you're not a strong man, like Mr. Elvis was saying, you need $2 billion. We're talking about dollars in Nigeria, meaning that they are sharing money in foreign currency. because that is the way it is. Let us say the way it is. When they're sharing money to all these judges and all these sand and using US dollars, because most of them they are scared to be seen. So they hide the money, and the West is supporting because you are carrying the same money, our money, back to their country to invest. So the psyche of the people has been messed up. That's the truth. And we need cleaners to bring everybody back to ground zero. So that's why I say, no matter the system of government right now, even if you preach monarchy system, even if you preach maybe regional system or whatever system, or brother and sister or bread and butter system, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The psyche of the people has to change. The mindset has to change. And it's going to be very difficult. However, the only way where people's mind in this kind of state of mind can be at least changed to 80% is something that is very extreme. I'm choosing my words carefully. Extreme. I'm not going to say more than that, but it has to be something extreme. It has to be something extreme for people's mind to change in Nigeria. If that doesn't happen, listen, it's just like a bicycle. We're just going to be, it's like wala. It's just going to be turning. That's the state of the nation today. And then the judiciary has now legalized it. If you are a drug baron or an ag baron, MC Oluoma will come next year, will bring his son or himself. He wants to be deputy governor. And the Eboe Day has been say, and it will happen. If Tony Kabaka say he wants to be deputy governor, or he wants to be local government chairman, it will happen because of the Supreme Court, the useless Supreme Court of Nigeria, and what they represent with that silly wig they wear on their head, has legalized every form of illegality in Nigeria. It is a norm. So we are having a deja vu of February 25th. So that's why many of us, like me, I'm not surprised with what hopeless Uzodinjo has done, or the other recalcitrant one that is in Kogi, or the one in Bayelsa. It's going to, let's say it's Edo State election now. Edo State and Ondo State, Abi. There's nothing that's going to be different. In fact, it will be evolved in a higher level. They are just learning from Uzodinjo and his likes. What Obaseki will do next year, it will be on a high, and nobody should be surprised. Nobody should cry wolf, because it has become a known. The psyche of the people has been messed up. That is why you see some people are not talking to their friends. A lot of people lost friends, and even some relatives. I'm an example because of this obedient movement things, and because their psyche has already been tilted towards, oh, no matter what, I will stand with my political party. It's not about morals now. Oh, no matter what, now my brother did there. No matter what, now my tribesman did there. No matter what, even if you don't buy all the people in the community, but now my brother, I go stand beside them. The psyche has already been messed up. So they prefer that over morality. They prefer the evil norm that we see every day over what is legal, what is moral. All those things are thrown into it has gone to voicemail. It has gone to thin air, cyberspace. They don't see that anymore. That's why it's a recurring thing. And even the press is involved. Every parastatal is involved. Listen, the juju that people are talking about that has hovered them, is like a brain wave. And all the waves are connecting. Each brain is connecting each other to the same kind of psyche. That's what's happening. There's nothing like juju, my brother Alex. I don't believe in that personally. There's nothing like that. We have to shake it up, and it has to be something extreme to shake it up. It has to be something extreme to shake it up, Mr. Elvis. I'm going to stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Rita. May God bless you. Thanks for your submission. Yes, I will need some of you for the next topic that we have here. Thank you so much. Let everybody contribute on this so that we can switch to that one. Okay, let me quickly go to Mr. Oduwa. Somebody is saying Peter Obi's life where? Where? Peter Obi's life where? Phil, you should put it there where is life so that we can carry on with him to see what he's saying. You know, some comments when I put not they put details. Where person will go know. If you put a comment like that, just put details, you know, so that it will reduce the time to be session and all that. Okay, meanwhile, let me call Mr. Oduwa. Mr. Oduwa, sir, thank you very much for your time with us. Good evening to you, sir. Let's talk to us. 8 minutes. Mr. Oduwa, we can't hear you. We are not hearing you at all. You unmuted yourself, but we can't hear you, fortunately. So
can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, you are better. Go ahead, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, it is the crown that is. Well, as I said good evening, everyone in the house. I will join our sister Pat for her submission, because what I wanted to say is what she just said. It is time for we to revert back to monarchy, because Nigeria is not a country, it's a jungle. And when I say jungle, it's not just, it's a wide jungle. When they say wildlife, Nigeria is a wildlife jungle where the animal, the wild ones, eat their prey. So that is Nigeria. Nigeria is not a country, but it's a jungle where the wild animal eat their prey. Then the second one, we are not practicing democracy, we are practicing double crisis. So of the devil crazy. The double crisis of the devil crazy is what we practice, and we call it government. A government are those who lead the people, not those who ruin the people. So Nigeria practice ruin the people, not leading the people. That is why we cannot have any leader example to follow and say this leader, like somebody was quoting Kwame Nkrumah, quoting this the other one, quoting Sankara, quoting Mandela of South Africa, but we cannot quote anybody in Nigeria that this is the person we have to follow. When we have leader like Ogbemudia, we can quote his system, but at the later on, it become one of the groups who started ruining the people and started bringing people who rule Edo State. Instead of leading Edo State, they started ruling the state. So when we were practicing monarchy, life were happy for people. Now, we will see it at tribalism or ethnicity or this. No, me, I don't see it that way. I see it as the wicked people handling the affair of the good people. That is why they have the group called executive, legislators or criminals, and the judiciaries, whatever. These people doesn't talk about tribe when they are buying SUV or when they want to buy yacht, wherever they want to do. They want to be accumulating 4 million for wardrobe allowance, this million for uniform they are wearing, this for the shoe they are. So they don't select tribe to do that. They doesn't select a religion to do that. They are all bunch of the criminals. So these wicked people are not affair of the land, because where this what our brother Alex we are calling the evil, this evil, that, no. The religion which our people decide to adopt are the evil who brainwash everybody brain. When they slap you, tell you, give them the other side to slap again, and they will blind your eye. When they thief your cloth, give them your shoe, give them your cap, then you become naked. So when person come to you, giving all the food you have, then you not staying hungry. Sow a seed that cannot germinate, then you remain foodless. That is what we are facing. These people are the juju that have brainwashed our children. The same book said, brought up the child the way he will go. When he grow, he will not depart. Since we have now grown up in this brainwash that don't just struggle for your life, that the place you are going to enjoy is a place that nobody have ever entered. Nobody have seen it, but they describe it. These things have brainwashed everybody. By the time people were not accepting another man language as education, this is the juju that is affecting everybody in the land. We will see the answer. We said if they are not educated, they did not go to school because they cannot talk English. But those who cannot talk English are the ones who are educated. Englishman, what did he come to do in your life? This is not to come and kill, to steal and destroy. So you now embrace them more than your own life living. Then what did you expect? They now decide to give you in way to follow. What did you expect? So because we are before, our people doesn't value money. They value love. There was a time that we know we called trade by barter. What you have, you give to what another person. You collect what that person have. Now, you need to go and bring what they did in Switzerland before you can pluck mango, or before you can chop mango in your neighbor's house. Switzerland, did it go close to you at all? What they did in Switzerland or in America is what you are going to bring before you can chop sherry in the backyard of your own brother. So why won't life become like this?
To every one of you, on
By
this
the time
particular
our monarch we are doing that, they doesn't buy land. Land we are for the indigenes. And every black man we are having the right to have a land. But today you have embraced the foreign man way of criminality. Then one person cannot take charge over all the land and say, I bought it. Then I have C of O. So these are the things that is destroying us, that is even taking the unity out of us, because we now love paper or iron formed by no people, and we now take that one as our life. So even as this thing that happened, for me, I will have expect all of us to say monarchical, or monarchy as you can call it, is the best way. Where you will put your hand on something that if I want to misrule my people, let this thing happen to me. And it will happen. Let them begin to put hand in monarchy way of life. If all these people will be doing misbehaving, they will not try this, they are misbehaving. Nigeria doesn't have democracy. They have doublecracies. And Nigeria should understand that they are not doing elections with parties, but they are doing election with INEC. So INEC always select, instead of election, they do selection. So Nigeria are doing election while INEC are doing selection. So it is Nigeria against INEC, not Nigeria against party, not against PDP, APC, NPP, AAC. No, it is the entire Nigeria against INEC with selection. So INEC I believe when one INEC is no longer found, 2, 3, 5, they are no longer found. They will not even say go to court at all. I wish as that place yesterday, they were beating the Labour Party and that place caught fired. I don't believe that nobody is able to go out of that room. Next other place, they will take time before they misbehave. But when they beat the man, all of them go out freely. So tomorrow they will do worst. That was why useless one can say you know the law. Then the law said they should be doing selection. Is that what the law said to them, that they should be doing selection? Because they know that if they will say go to court. A place where election have not been yet and paper results were being marked. That state, they're not supposed to cancel the election, the entire election. They're not supposed to cancel it. But they still announce and say this one win, the other one they don't win. So it's not Nigeria against parties, it's Nigeria against INEC and INEC of their selection. So we need to fight them directly. Just like what they wanted to do in Bubahi that time, during the time of Osumbo. They put this guy Bombla inside the trailer and drove it to INEC direct. If not the soldier that blocked Aduwawa, INEC office will have been done completely. So it is time not only burning their office, it is time we begin to burn those people also along with them. So that, because Rawlings of Ghana did the same thing to make Ghana okay. So we need to do it with INEC so that Nigeria can be okay for us. Without that, without we facing the INEC and we thought we had to face party or face useless courts, the useless court, they call judiciaries, all these things are going to be like that. Except it become fire to fire, a law of Moses. You do me, I do you. No forgiveness. No one should come and preach Jesus' blood. Which Jesus' blood? Jesus' blood had lead people to this place that they are today. When our own father blood were ruling us, everybody were afraid. So Jesus' blood said, go and misbehave. And that is why they are misbehaving. So nobody should come and say, it is Jesus' blood, it is Ojuju, that it is Jesus' blood that is saving us. When Ojuju were there, nobody, kidnapping were not there. It is when Jesus' blood came, kidnapping become a business. So let nobody be deceiving us with this brainwash. It is Jesus' blood that is saving us. It is Jesus' blood that is doing this. It is that Ojuju that saved more than all these things. So let us return back to that Ojuju and make our place okay for us to live. Thank you. God bless everyone.
Yes, Mr. George, please, can I respond, please, for a second, if you allow me?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, my brother Martin Luther King Jr. was a Christian. Malcolm X was a Muslim. And a lot of other activists were into different religions. But they came together. When they're coming, they drop all their beliefs in their houses. They came for the liberation of the America most of you are enjoying today. And some of them even gave their lives in spite of their religious belief. Everybody can believe whatever they want to believe. I can never be against your belief. So for me, I just express myself the way I felt. And I can never renounce my belief because of you. No. I can, and you cannot renounce your belief because of me. What we are seeing is against the wickedness of our politicians, not on panelist beliefs or religious background. So let's face the big elephant in the room. People stealing your money to Dubai. Emphasize on that. People stealing your mandates. The ballot box snatching. The raping of women. Killing of people. These are not done by Jesus' blood. These are done by your wicked men and women in politics. Some of you are brothers and sisters to them. So it's just my own way, way of clearing things, that you believe Juju is your business. I believe Jesus is my business. But let's keep that aside and focus on liberating our people and thinking about the solution, which is taking to the street and demanding our land back. So belief has nothing to do with this. People that fought for their countries, they had beliefs. So that's my point. Thank you.
Charlie.
Okay. Go ahead, moderator.
Yeah, I was just saying that you see, when we focus on saying the politicians, yes, the politicians. However, the recalcitrant apparition in Aso Rock, he didn't get there by himself. He got there by virtue of people, supporters club, that allowed him to be there. So when we are focusing on one particular politician, it's like we are looking at the symptoms but not the problem. It is people, not some imaginary figure. It is human beings, you and I, our brothers and sisters, relatives, the street urchins, the market woman, everyday people working in the ministry. Those are the people who are helping, aiding and abetting this criminality, this set of criminals that call themselves leaders or politicians. So that's why I say it comes to us, it comes back to us. Because if someone like the apparition in Aso Rock, if he didn't have one supporter, let's just say the supporters are maybe members of his immediate family, his son and his children and his wives. What about the other population of Nigeria? Can you say 10 against 90 is more? No, 90 is more than 10. So where we are now, it is we. Let us stop at this point. I just feel that, this is my opinion, it's not just focusing on the one that is holding the mantle, the politician per se. Because the politician will give order, right? Who takes the order? It's like regular men and women that take that order. But if they go against that order and they tell him this is wrong, you are damaging the country, you are damaging the future of our children, he will not even try to even suggest any order against the law. So we are the ones, we need to work on ourselves. That's the issue I have.
Yes.
That is the root of it.
Madam,
we and you, all the pastors, traditional rulers, we're all part of it.
Madam Rita, yes. Can I also, in 10 seconds, respond if Najawash will allow me? In 10 seconds, please. Yes, you are right. The aberration in Aso Rock, the wicked people in Aso Rock, let me tell you, Tinubu, from obviously, he bought that seat. From who? Who did he buy it from? Yes, it goes down to, but who did he buy it from? The Northern Caliphate. This is what is going on. Though, who controls the DSS? Who controls the Nigerian army? You've always taught us here, Madam Rita, that it is the North. And so it boils down to we asking ourselves, who is Nigeria? Where is Nigeria? Who's doing the business deal? The business deal is done in Aso Rock and in some states in the north. Who owns the oil wells in the deltas? It belongs to the northerners. Very few oil wells belong to the southerners. 95% of the crude oil goes to the north. So the point is this: we are not one. Instead of people like to say they are not imaginary, sitting down in Zamfara and Kano and Sokoto, decide what happens in the whole Nigeria, which is what we are fighting against. And it trickles down to some of our wicked leaders in the south, a few of them who are being empowered in Aso Rock. If you want to win election as a governor today, you go to somewhere in the north and you make a deal. INEC do the shenanigans and the jamboree with PVC announcement, all those boogaboo. But it has been decided. It's a premeditated issues right now. So the root problem is that Nigeria is a fraud between the northern people and the British government. We have to retrace our roots to our kingdoms, ancient kingdoms and empires. That's just the truth. That's it. Thank you.
So Alex, in this day and age, those things won't work because people have lost their conscience. We have to work on ourselves. Even if you go on the monarchy system of government, there's a lot of corruption going on everywhere. Look at what happened in Lagos. A festival that's done at night. They not brought tradition and not said the Oro festival is in the afternoon. People should not come out. So in that kind of corrupt system now, for election day, yeah, you think you want to go back to the traditional system and you think it will work in this day and time. This is not 1800 or 1700 where people have conscience, where you see one babalawo that is telling you the truth, not the one that have bribed. It's not work this time, and people, we need to realize this thing. I'm talking like this because I want people to really understand, go in depth. It's not going to work. What kinds of human beings do we have today? Do we have honest men? Do we have honest traditional rulers? Do we have honest traditional medicine holders? Do we have them? The answer is no. So how can those systems work now? This is 2023, Mr. Alex. When we keep talking, let's go back to the monarchy. Is it going to work? It's not going to work today because we don't have honest. In fact,
Madam Risa, I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying
because they're bribed.
I'm not saying we should go back. I'm not saying we should go back to the monarchy. I said we should rebel against these people who are controlling us from the north. That's the point. The truth is always bitter. This Israel of the Kanu is in jail. He was spilling out some truth.
All right.
The truth is that we are not one. Some people in the north think they own Nigeria. So the system we go back to doesn't really count now. One step at a time. Let us know the root of the problem. Go there and address it. That's just the fact. He bought this election from the northerners, and it worked for him because they control the DSS and the military. Thank you, Mr. Najawash.
Thank you, Madam Patricia. You wanted to say something as well.
Yes, I wanted to say something.
Go ahead, ma.
We know we are in this new age, but the fact is that the British monarch is still existing. It's still in existence. They didn't get rid of theirs. They tried to get rid of yours. And for anybody to come here to tell us that it wouldn't work, I think you need to look at what you have in your house to start with. That's one. Two is that you cannot say that it wouldn't work because you think you have a deeper revelation than the other people. It's not like that. This is our problem. That's where our problem started, and that's where we need to go back to fix it. You cannot sweep it under the carpet. It will never work. We've tried how many centuries now? How many years have we been in this trajectory? Going round and round. Somebody say like in a bubble. Yes, it's true. So we need to go back. And when I say go back to our roots, I'm not talking about going back to pick up your whole duty. That's not what I'm talking about. That system of the monarch having to determine the direction of what his people, where their people are going, I think is very crucial. Because as far as God is concerned, that is the person that God has anointed to lead the country or to lead those people. Not these people that brought this fake thing to you. It's not. Not these fake people. They came with their own doctrine to you. So they didn't get rid of theirs. Did they? No. They didn't. But they came to impose something on you. And you are telling us that going back to our root is wrong. We cannot fix it. That's where our problem will be fixed. If we don't go back there, the problem will never be solved. Mark my word. So if we want to be going around in circles, then anybody should be taking those kind of ideology. The problem is going back to where we got it wrong and correct it from there. 100 years is over. So we have the right to say we don't want. We want to go back. That's what we are going to clamor for. We are going to do that. I'm going to be pursuing that, agitating for that. Because the so-called, the people you say they don't have power anymore, you will find out that they still have power. They still have power. If you think that those powers are gone, then you must be deceiving yourself. Because they still have power. And that, if you're talking about the Benin Kingdom, there is still power. Because it's God ordained that it should be like that. It's God ordained. So, because it's God that ordained it, that power is still there. All they need to do is to shake themselves off the dust, and they will come back alive. That's what they are waiting for. And God will help. So, Mr. Elvis,
and madam, just to support what you just said now, all the countries we are all running to across the world, many of them still have their monarch in place. I visited a country called Norway. The tour guide.
They still have it. They still have
it. They took me out to the king's palace, Norwegian king, very big palace. They still have the kingdom of Denmark. They have their royalty there. When things don't go well in government, they resort it. They
Monaco or France. Monaco or France still have their kings.
The point is, we are not arguing against each other. We are just finding a way out, a solution. We are learning from each other. The point is, no matter how civilized you are, no matter how educated, how philosophized, how westernized you've become, you can never run away from your roots. Your root is your root. Italians will tell you they have their culture.
Mr. Alex, everybody is talking about monarchy system in France or Norway or Belgium and the rest. Can you guys just be honest with yourselves? In fact, let us just be honest with ourselves, with all due respect. Let us be honest with ourselves. Let me give a typical example. What happened to Prince Andrew? We all know what happened. In fact, there's a Netflix program, maybe it's even off now. The one who passed up, Einstein, he's the one that was involved in, carrying little girls, pedophilia and all that. Prince Andrew was involved. Everything went haywire all around the world. What happened? He was stripped from most of his royal duties. I'm sure most of you in the UK know now. There's a lot of things that's going on. He was not above the law. That is my point. In our system, that's why I say, let us be honest with ourselves. Let us be honest. Let us be honest. There's a lot of nepotism happening. Many people are above the law in Nigeria. That is why you see those system of government people are talking of, those monarchy. They are still under the laws of that land.
That's why the country should be dissolved. It should be
under the laws of that, and they are practicing it.
The country should be dissolved first.
They are practicing it in Nigeria. They don't practice the law. People are above the law. Let us say it the way it is.
Sister Rita. In Nigeria, people are above the law because they swear with Bible and Quran.
That's not it, sir. Please.
It is it. People are above the law because they swear with Bible and Quran. So there is nothing that happened to them when they commit offense. Let them come and swear with our traditions. Just bring out 5 trees, put them together, and swear with these things.
What do people swear with in the UK or America?
Oh my God.
Mr. Odua, what do people swear with in the UK or America?
I'm not there in UK, so we don't know how they do their thing. But in America, sir, I will tell you, in America, the reason America is working, it is different people of different direction who came together and fight for life. So the few people of America, they are very small. Even they drove those people away, and that is the reason America war for all, because there is no EDG who claim that we host this land. It is all foreigner, so we must fight and live together. That is the reason America war for all.
That is a very wrong history, sir. Let us educate people properly. The First Nation people are the owner of American land, and it's enshrined there, and it's recognized. Same thing with Canada. So if we are saying certain things, we are here to educate people, not to mislead people, sir.
Yes, sir. Is it not the Red Indian that are the first people in America? Is it not the Red Indian?
The first people, those are the Aboriginal.
That's good. The Red Indian are the Aboriginal. That is the first people there now. But
And so
are
what are you
they not?
Can we
saying?
move on?
Are they not pushed away like the way they push the other slaves? Let's be
Listen,
true to
they were
ourselves.
conquered people, but today, they are still recognized as the aboriginals and they get stipends from the federal government. Any Americans can quote me on that. It is in their law. If you are even third generation Red Indian, there's some stipends that you get from the government. Same thing that applies to listen, we're not even going to go there because I don't want to start talking about the government of other people. I'm coming back to Nigeria. The reason why I mentioned monarchy, because people were mentioning monarchy of those countries that are still existing. I am not saying that the existence of our monarchy system in Nigeria is not valid because it's our culture and tradition. I'm a proud Benin woman. It will exist. But however, those things exist when there's justice and there's equity. The British or the European monarchy system is still existing. However, nobody is above the law. But in Nigeria, let's come back to Nigeria. Whether you're an Emma or one traditional ruler, there is selective laws for these people. That is the point. That's why when people are saying, let there be a monarchy system, I say it will not work. And I gave you my reasons why
Likely
it
the
will not
British,
work.
madam, likely the British, there is selective law for the kings.
I
In the
gave you an
British you are talking
example of
about, there is
Prince
selective law.
Andrew. I gave you an example of Prince Andrew. I'm sure you have read so many things, and it really happened. And he was treated accordingly. He was treated accordingly. He made a deal with the law. So please, let us not be comparing British monarchy system. Those are different. Let's come back to Nigeria. We have
Madam Rita.
issues.
Okay, Madam Rita. In conclusion, in 10 seconds, in conclusion, my dear respected sister, the major elephant in the house now is the country called Nigeria that is a fraud against the common people. So let's deal with this country. Let's dissolve this country first. Find a way to take it back before discussing the system of government. The people have to stand up. That's the only way out. People did it. It's not a rocket science. We will have to come up, stand up for our right when the hunger touches us to our bones. That's just the fact. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm happy you said the people, because Nigeria is not just a something in the air that is floating. It's made up of human beings. And I'm happy you said the people have to stand up. Thank you.
Okay. At the moment, the people, they are still sleeping. Maybe when they wake up, they will stand up. Thank you. Let me call on the next person to speak to us, which is Mr. Jonathan. We have 2 to go so that we can switch to another topic. Mr. Jonathan, thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Good evening to you. I'd like you to talk to us for 8 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, and thanks to all the panelists. I really appreciate the time and the opportunity, and all the discussion. I was listening, intensively to the discussion, and learning as well. Brilliant discussion. But I will just, want to a little bit, just deviate a little bit from what has been, what's been highlighted so far, especially with respect to what we saw yesterday. I want to give it to Professor Killer, the interview he granted at Arise News earlier today. I want to give it to him, everything he said, and then also to your own, Mr. Elvis, your introduction earlier. There's nothing to say. Everything I'm going to say is just an addendum. It's just an addition to everything that Professor Killer said, what you also, highlighted in your introduction. And you want
just call him Professor Anthony, because that last name is scary. That's why I didn't mention him. Mention his first name, Anthony.
Professor. Thank you. Professor Anthony, Professor K. Anthony. Let me just use it like that so that, just to address him properly. Professor K. Anthony. When you compare him, you can't compare this kind of a man with the professor of Agbados that we have in Nigeria and all those, senior advocate of nonsense that they pack themselves through that country. You can't compare him. And you're going to see you will see them. They will come out in the next coming days. You will see them, those so-called professors and, elite
They call themselves elite. You will see them coming out and defending this nonsense that happened this weekend. And then you will be wondering, are these people, are these people okay at all? You'll be shocked when you compare everything. You'll be shocked when you compare everything Professor K. Anthony said with what they will be saying. You just say, are these people in Nigeria at all? You see, as I said, everything I will just say now is just an addendum to everything he said, to what you said in your intro. That's just it. It's just going to be an addition to it. And I'll start by saying, first of all, so that my comment will not be misconstrued or misinterpreted, I will say this as a caveat, just ahead of time, which is that I will exempt Mr. Peter Obi and Dati. I'll give them an exemption here for the fact that right now, I must say, Mr. Peter Obi and Mr. Dati, they have a very slim, very tiny political capital remaining for them. Very tiny one. Otherwise, they will be playing a significant role in the nonsense and the charade that we're seeing in Nigeria. Their political capital right now is very tiny. So they must manage it very well. They must manage it very well. If not, there will be no difference between Mr. Peter Obi and every other politicians that we know, those criminals that we know. There will be, you won't be able to differentiate them. What am I saying is that, see, we know that there is no political party in Nigeria. We don't have political parties in Nigeria. None. Anyone in Nigeria today, after what we saw, I sat down yesterday night. I wanted to see I wanted to watch through the result, presentation. Imo State. I was looking at it. I couldn't stand it. After about 20 minutes, I shut my system off. This is nonsense. I just couldn't stand it. When the gentleman was protesting, the Labour Party guy, I believe, when he was protesting, I just shut it because I knew what the outcome is going to be. I know what they want to do. So at this time, anyone in Nigeria that is calling for election in Nigeria, you are a thief. You are a criminal. If you come out in from henceforth in Nigeria, I don't care who you are, whether you are Labour Party, whoever you are in Nigeria, and you come out and you are calling for election in Nigeria, see, it is written all over you. You are a thief. You are a criminal. In marriage, there's this saying they always say, we all know, when you attend a marriage ceremony, one of the things they will say, if anyone is against this marriage that is about to take place, speak now or forever hold your peace. If you are a politician in Nigeria, or a political party in Nigeria, and you cannot speak to the electoral charade, the system that we have in Nigeria now, or remain an opposition forever, then keep quiet. If you support one Nigeria, you are a politician, you support one Nigeria, knowing fully well what is going on, you can't deceive yourself now. You can lie to others. If you lie to yourself, you will know that you are lying to yourself. If you support one Nigeria, you are a politician or a political party. Before anything at all, before anything now, tell us, come out and tell Nigerians how elections in Nigeria could be done in a credible and peaceful manner. That is the first step. I don't want to hear about your political, about your economy plan for Nigeria. I don't want to hear whether you are going to give Nigeria 24-hour electricity within a twinkle of an eye. I don't want to care whether you will turn $1 to $1. I don't want to hear it. We all know that. The blind knows now. Maybe even the dumb know that it is not rocket science to achieve all of these things. So put all those ones in your pockets. For me, I care less. I don't want to hear you come out. I'm going to give you health care. How are you going to do it? When you know, you yourself, you know that there is no election that will bring you there that will be peaceful or credible. No election will bring you there in the first place, and you are participating in it, then you are a thief. You are a criminal yourself. If you are telling Nigerians now that they should come out and vote for you, or vote for your political party, or support your political party, if that is what you are coming out now, you are a thief. I would say that is you are a thief, you are a criminal yourself. You are part of it yourself. You can't go into something that you know that you already know that it's not going to be credible, it's not going to be peaceful, and you want to be advocating for it. The first thing is come out and I want to hear your plan. Leave Nigeria economy alone. We all know that it is in shambles. That is even an understatement. There's even no economy in that country. Don't come and tell us about electricity or even that's why I said I started by putting Mr. Peter Obi. I give them that, they still have that political capital now to spend. And I said it's very tiny. So I'm not going to put them in this same basket for now. For now, I said, for now. But if anybody, any politician in Nigeria, come out and tell Nigeria, talking about election, talking about how to get the youth involved, talking about how to collect your PVC and that, voters register and that person is a thief. I'm choosing my word carefully. He's a criminal. He is part and parcel of the criminality that we have in Nigeria today. He knows what he wants to do. He just wants to rip people off. How do you want to say it? When the governor that contested for election in Nigeria yesterday, we all saw it, a governorship candidate saying you can't blame INEC. He is part of the problem. He's a thief, he's a criminal. Call them what they are. Why will you go into an election that you already know? You stand no chance. The starting point should be, come and tell us first of all, this is how election will be done, in a way and in a manner that it will not be open to rigging. It will be credible, it will be transparent. Let us see your plan. Let's sit on the table and talk about it. And if we can't do that, remain an opposition forever in that country, because you cannot get there. So all your policies of economic transformation and everything, you can't even do it because you cannot hold power. You can't get to that power. So you are satisfied being an opposition, using the process. You are also gaining. You are also part and parcel of it. The die is cast now. The die is cast. The breeze have blown. We have seen we have now seen what they call it now, the anus of the chicken. We all know now. You are all part and parcel of it. Because you cannot tell me, Professor K. Anthony gave a very classical example, a very simple, example that I can explain it to a 5-year-old. You don't need all this stupid, all this grammar they are pulling all over the place. Banks know how to protect their stuff. Yes, if banks don't do it, of course, people will walk into. You think criminals don't want to go to the bank? You have to think twice. You have to be sophisticated. They will plan. You have to plan. Otherwise, you know that is your Waterloo. You enter into a bank, you know that it is either you are going to come out alive or dead, or you are going to end up in prison. You already know that. You are taking, it's a gamble. Because the banks know what they are doing. They protect it. Because if not, people will walk in there and they will steal. They will steal. I just love that. I give it to him. I never thought of that. Just take that, compare it with our politicians. Going into an election that you know that you can't. But if you know that if you go into an election, there is no way for you to rig, you will not even attempt to rig it.
And you know that if you rig it, you'll be exposed. And you know that if you are exposed, you will go to jail. But you know that that's not going to happen. A system where the judiciary is completely compromised, they embolden them. The last judgment that we saw in a couple of months ago emboldened them. It emboldened these people. And we haven't seen anything yet. We have not seen it yet. They are just getting started. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And a politician will come and be telling people, come and vote, go and collect, register for vote, do this. Just know that that person, that politician, that political party is a thief, is a criminal himself. Without him, first of all, telling you, spend resources, go around the country, campaign for your own plan
Thank
of
you.
a credible and peaceful election in Nigeria.
Thanks.
That is my take right now, in Nigeria. So anything else that we say, whatever everybody wants to say, you see, you still have to come back to this. What am I saying in essence? Still have to come
Thank
to
you.
the table, come back to the table, a round table, and talk. Let there be a benchmark, a minimum standard, a minimum benchmark standard that must be met before anything
All right.
called election in Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I will leave it at that. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan Kisley. Thank you very much for your submission. All right. The last person on the panel is Madam Ami Bright. Madam Ami Bright, I can see you be on and off. I'd like you to talk to us. Good evening to you, ma. 8 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. Something was not good by me. I will just go off by itself, and I have to struggle to come back again. I appreciate and I thank you, and I greet every one of us here. I say, let me say happy Sunday. I don't know whether to call it happy Sunday now or not because of what happened yesterday in Imo State, Kogi, and Bayelsa. It is very sad because really, my brother Alex have said it all. I said it all. I don't really know where we are heading to in Nigeria. And I think we've been keeping so mute for long, just looking at these people, not doing anything. When out of 16 rulers in Nigeria, 9 or 10 of them have been ringed. So how are we going to do it now? Because these people are getting stronger, as I've been saying, and getting more wicked, spreading it, satanic leader, spreading it to all Nigerians. People are becoming thugs, thieves, and buying people. I don't know which word to use on those people, all those thugs. I don't know. How are we going to go with this? Because we are almost losing hope on what is going on in Nigeria now. These people are now becoming so criminal. Our state, our nation is become, if we don't do anything, if we fail to do anything, I'm sorry, where we are heading to, there will be no way. As my brother Elvis, you argued with me last time when I told you the answer so that the Fulanis are taking charge in Benin. You doubt me. Look at what is happening with Dati Adobina. Who can talk to Dati now? He studied from there. Nobody could say pen to Dati. Not that we are expecting it. We love it. But we can see the system where we are heading to. Fulanis have taken over. Where are we? Until they tell us the Muslim, they will wait. The Caliphate, the Northern Caliphate, have not handled Tinubu to drag to the southwest. They have handled southwest to drag the south among. Southeast have been handled. Where are we heading to? Where do we stop all these things, all these criminal acts? These people will never. They will buy because of power. They will even buy their relative, buy anybody buyable. How can we now go for protest when these people are taking armor cars, army, and everybody to police units in primary schools? Soldiers everywhere. Soldiers, police supposed to protect us, that to secure us. They are the one fighting for these useless politicians, all these thieves. How will they not use them if they come out to protest now? We can set an example. Just vote. So our vote card has no value again. Now they have said it, that we are going to nowhere. If we are still waiting for 2027, we will vote, we will get our card, we will do this one. We are going nowhere. Now they have said it. But we don't want to listen. How do we do this thing? Because most of you have said much. Before you call me Elvis, I'm almost sleeping off. So I just have to manage some time to stay and say the little I can contribute. My sister Pat have said it. We either fight to go back to monarchy, if that is the best for us. 100 years we'll be fighting with this European system they brought to the north, holding north to pursue the rest of us. So why can't we go back to where we are from if that place is better? Right from Tinubu time, Buhari time, even PDP have started it. We have been in this mess and it's going worse. When are we going to do something? Whether Nigeria, when we were talking, my sister Pat was talking, there is no voodoo, there's no voodoo. I might believe you. But one, we don't forget that these people, Tinubu, they are all cultists. In this voodoo, they are really part of it. Say the traditional system you said they brought out from Lagos, these traditions that are supposed to act during the night, they came out in the daytime. What is that not among the voodoo? Are they not part of it? So you can see the sign in them. They are not free from all these things. Though most of us Christians, we don't believe on it. But sometimes people, they use it. They use it. They are not free out of it. So I don't really, Mr. Elvis, I think you have tried your best. I've been saying it all the time. Now, I don't know, the strength we have is dying down little by little because we don't know how to go with these people. They are going deeper and deeper, stronger and stronger. We are not moving. If Nigeria don't move, I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. We will just lose hope. I don't know what to say again because people have said it all. I don't want to be repeating 100 things 100 times. How wicked and desperate they are for power just to destroy the nation, not to help. As according to Brother Ades, they are not thinking of education. They are not thinking maybe about health. They don't come in National Assembly to discuss something tangible or about light or about education. Nothing. That to thief. How can the APC win the whole 3 states APC that have been buying Nigeria for long, that have been destructive to Nigeria? How can they win the 3 states APC? I don't know. Who will vote for APC if they have not rigged the election? They've rigged it. So how do we go about this one? How do we not expect it though? I'm sure they will get prepared. I hope that tribes, other people that are still going to vote, they should look at what has happened to Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa and know what to do because these people, they are getting stronger. Tinubu will give them soldier, he will give them police, he will bring lawyer, he will do everything. After doing everything, they go to court, you can't do anything. Then what do we do? How do we go about all these things? Are we giving up? Nigeria, they'll be afraid to come and see all these things, even during the election. What will they do, these poor, hungry people? What will they do if they don't see somebody to lead them? That's the problem. We were talking about our constitution. Do they understand everything in constitution? Do they? That they have rights to fight for their rights? They don't read most of them, only some few educated ones. Look at how they turned education to a man burning his certificate, a graduate. How people must have got frustrated up to. People buying themselves, people destroying things. Education that one used to love is no longer anything. You get your education, you will see uneducated people getting posts. You don't have chance, no chance for you. Why going to school then? No value again for school. Is that where we are heading to? So, my brother, I'm short of words. Please, I'm sorry. Thank you. I'm okay. Don't know what to say.
Thank you very much, Madam Ame. Thank you for your submission. All right, everybody have given their submission today. May God bless you all. Fortunately, we passed 3 hours in this first submission because I wanted to quickly divert out of politics in totality. Should we still divert out of politics and go into marriages, or we should do it next? Let's vote on the panel. Should we round up this broadcast with politics and do the other topic next time, or we should just go ahead with it? I don't know.
For my suggestion, Mr. Elvis, depends on you. I mean, if you want to shut down, that's fine. We can discuss another day. But I'm still here for the next topic if you want to.
Okay. What about other people? What's your opinion on the panel? Thank you very much, Mother Rita, for that. God bless you for being there. Okay. Anybody still on the panel?
Mr. Elvis, I would have loved because the Benin election is still coming. If you should shut that down now, shut it down now, how do we come to the next election? No, it's
No,
not a
no, no,
problem
no,
if you
no,
go to
no.
other
No,
topic.
we're
There's no
talking about
problem.
this broadcast. We're talking about
The
this
broadcast.
broadcast. Yeah.
Okay, we can go to the next. No problem.
Yeah. Benin election is next year. That one is still far away. You people keep talking about Benin election like it's far away. So that's never start. I don't want to focus myself on all this Alagodaro summit they are doing and all that. I'm not interested on those things. Let proper election start. Then don't worry, we are there. We're always there. Our eyes is right there in Benin, but what has been going on for the past couple of days. Somebody also wrote me, Naja was the Alagodaro summit or whatever Basaki is doing. I did not even post any of the. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
I
I'm not
support you,
interested.
my brother. There's no need. It doesn't change the price of rice in the market.
So I don't want people to be trying
Number
to,
one fraud for me. Thank you, my brother. That's my personal opinion. It's a
exactly.
fraudulent activity.
People
God
are
bless you,
choosing me
Mr.
left
Alex.
and right. You not talk about adopting. Do everybody, all media, they post something, you not post them for your own. Your current Nigeria matter, you put for head. That's what somebody sent to me yesterday, but I didn't reply though. But what's all this? I choose what I want to talk about with my media. I'm not interested. I'm talking about how Nigeria can be better. That's my main focus. When the election properly starts in Edo State, don't worry, our presence will be there. I have my men on ground. Don't worry about that. It was even my lefty Simon also that first said that he don't want to go there to that what is it called? Alawudaro or whatever, deceitful, whatever. We are not interested in those things, man. Oh God.
Is it
Please.
not allowed that he used to collect land from Ebwesi people and give it to foreigner instead of him creating work from the Ebwesi people and the local government of that area? Instead of him to call those people to come and plant
We don't
trees,
have
plant trees.
information about that, sir. We don't have information about that.
Where was Alarodaro when Fulanis were raping our women in those states and express roads were taken over by S-men?
So we
What
have
about
grown
this useless
past that.
governor? What about this useless governor? Said they have to have this 1.60 million cars.
All right.
to protect themselves when there's no road to drive through. What of that? They will not attack
Okay.
that.
Anyway, before we start, before you change topic, let me talk about something of Edo election.
No, but we don't have time, sir.
It's just simple something. I'm not going to take more than a minute.
1 minute. 1 minute. Then.
Yes, the Edo election, the Edo should start warning INEC now, because we are not doing we are not voting against party. We are voting against INEC. So we should start warning INEC now if they don't want to set Edo on fire. INEC and set the INEC on fire.
I disagree with you, my brother.
My brother, please.
For me,
My brother,
there is no
please.
election.
No election. Which election are you talking? Which election are you talking about?
There is no election, my brother.
Who are those?
It's going to be a
who are
fraud.
those? Who are those Edo? Who are those Edo people that wants to go into that election? They are thieves and criminals themselves.
I'm telling you, my brother.
How do they want to go into that election that know that all odds are against them?
Let's start from Edo State, the shutdown of the nation. Let it start there. Election should not hold in Edo State.
They shouldn't even go to vote.
One thing that you almost know, any election that will happen in Edo State, if something is not changed by now, is going to be ringed and APC will take over. Just have that in mind.
Exactly.
That's 100%.
I don't even care who takes over, but there is no election for me. It's a fraud.
So
they shouldn't go to vote. Just stay at home.
All right.
We should do the proper stay at home for that. Cancel the election in Edo State and let's address the nation.
They will still announce somebody, even if it's a graveyard. The wicked INEC will still announce a winner.
Let them do that. You see, my sister. See, my sister. Let them go ahead. Let them go ahead and announce their winner. Let the other political parties who have signed up to be opposition forever, let them be an opposition forever. Because if you don't want to be an opposition, if you don't want to be an opposition forever, you come up with your plan, with your own plan on how to deal with it.
If you know, my brother, if you know what Edo people have gone through in the past 4 years, especially last 4
5 years. If you are talking of Edo now is PDP, so they cannot give it to APC if they did not go for election.
Okay, please. Can we end the election, please? Please, except you guys want to continue with this topic, I can give
Wala
you
wo
one
wo.
to that so that we
Wala
can,
o.
you know. I said we want to switch to something. Now just open another episode again. You know, election. Even the election of a thing is giving me headache. Repetitive statement. You know they give now. You know they
I
stress
better
now.
switch before Black Panther comes. Switch.
Mr.
I beg.
Ellis, Black Panther is requesting for link.
No, a Black Panther as you all they come wait for the request for that link. No can talk about politics for here.
Those
So
state is safe.
we
I
are
mean,
done with
INEC,
politics now.
INEC generally is fake. It's a
Thank you.
fake body.
All
We
right,
all know
thank
now.
you, Mr. Alex. Thank you. Let's just forget about election or politics now. We're done with it. So we're going to be switching to everyday lifestyle about you and I, most especially people that are married. If you know you are married, you are listening to us right now. Although, even though you are also single, you can still listen to us because the whole situation concern you, it concern me, concern everybody. You know, because as you can see, the rate of divorces, or how do I put it on, that is going on in Nigeria at the moment and in Nigerians community across the world. You know, I cannot say all over the world. In Nigeria and in Nigerian communities across the world, it means that Nigerians in America, in Canada, in the UK, everywhere, you know, the rate of divorcing each others and all that is getting high, and a lot of people have put the blames on women. Some have put it on men. Some have put it on side chicks. Some have put it on side. What do they call boyfriend? Not side boyfriend. That they call that side. Because the side only side chick I know reach side big or whatever whatever you call it. Okay, so all the blames have been going left to right, and we don't. Somebody unmuted, and I'm hearing myself back. Okay, I've muted you, Madam Ame. So because of this, the rate is really high. Trust me, most men don't.